Well, hello everybody, and welcome. So happy to have you here for the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitational. This is day 5 of 19. We got 5 rounds of action, mayhem, and strategy to be getting into with you today. But first, for those of you who aren't quite acclimated as to who I am, I'm RedEyes, your ever-lovable and adorably cuddly caster, bringing you that daily dosage of butt-kickery, tomfoolery, and all-around shenaniganism. And I am not alone today. I am joined by my fellow co-caster, Swinns. Introduce yourself.
What up, everybody? Like RedEyes said, I am Swinns. Very happy to be here on our 5th day, our last day for me and Red, unfortunately. So we won't be seeing you guys after this, but I am so excited to get into it. After the last couple of days, we've had pretty much everything that we've been looking for. So I'm ready to kick off the last day with a bang and get into it. What about you?
I'm absolutely dying to see what teams are going to come shining through today. Yesterday, we saw Ghost Gaming just absolutely take the reins and grab the lead. Not by any small change by any means, but they are just barely trailing above Lazarus currently in the overall standing. So it's still a pretty close game. I'm very interested to see how it's going to be moving forward, especially with teams like Knights, Wall Street Bets, Eggset, Nova, not too far down on the bracket board. It's still up in the air.
Yeah. Looking at it now, we can see that a lot of movement has happened between these teams. With getting these first place wins, getting these last place hits, we have seen a lot of people get taken from a lower tier to a higher tier, from a higher tier down to a very lower tier, and it has been a fight for the finish.
Yeah. Currently, we see, Ghost Gaming with a total of 187 points, just barely trailing above Lazarus, who with 182. There's a fairly decent gap between second and third. But realistically, as we said, this is still just the early stages. This is a marathon, not a sprint, Swins. They got plenty of time to work their way up these brackets.
Oh, yeah. And yesterday, not even yesterday, this whole time, we have seen some great use of close quarter combat. And I think that the teams that have really put that to use are really shining through right now on the top leaderboards, knowing how to take these angles, take these pushes, preparing for a pre-push, all of that kind of stuff that we have seen these last couple of days, really getting these teams, as we can see, 187, 182, 160 even. Great total placement points for a total of 5 days, really. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah, well, I'm really glad that you brought that point up, because yesterday Ghost was able to do something. They were able to secure high ground in almost every single match, and they were using that high ground to do Overwatch, cover fire, everything. Now, I'm pretty sure that most of these other teams took pretty strong notice of that and are going to want to be taking Ghost down quite a peg. And so I'm saying, to do that, you're going to probably need to try to secure position before Ghost gets it. Once they secure that Overwatch, they know how to maintain it. And I think that's going to be something that Lazarus and Knights and Wall Street Bets, Xset, Nova, those teams are going to be watching out for.
You're definitely right about these top teams, but we cannot give it away or forget the underdogs of all of this. Yesterday, we cannot forget B-Town Isajot. All that 6 kills, their team had none until the end of the game. Isajot took on 6 people by himself. Like I said, that close quarter combat coming in clutch for him at that point. Knowing when to stay quiet, though, also a very good strategy for him. And at this point, if these teams, like you said, can conquer playground, conquer these areas before and make sure that it stays quiet, then it won't. Like you said, I think that they'll have a great fight. Ghost might get surprised here and there, and it might be some interesting plays, definitely.
Yeah, especially considering the fact that we know Ghost Gaming goes basically to the same spots. They've got their hot spots. They got their drop spots that they go to consistently. I'm talking Pachinki, Picado, etc. We know where Ghost goes. And the fact that we know, every other team knows as well. And so I think they're going to have their eyes out for them. And so Ghost kind of has a title to defend today.
Yeah, I think they definitely do. I definitely have a little bit of a feeling that Lazarus is going to come for that. We saw them yesterday. I believe the last 2 games really came up getting a third and a second place. I might be incorrect on that, but they're really trying to come back up for that top spot. Day 4, there's day 3, they were in the lead position, and day 4, Ghost Gaming came and took that right away from them, snatched it right from them. So Lazarus might just come back and do some reverse plays on him and snatch it right back.
Yeah, you bring up a great point. Lazarus was able to maintain a lead prior to this, but they weren't giving up too much of a lead. They only trailed down 1 bracket position. So they still are giving up an amazing, phenomenal performance overall. And as I said, they trail behind Ghost in 1 kill. 1. And I think that absolutely, goes to say just how closely tied some of these teams are.
Yeah, kills, will not always do it, though. It is placement when it comes down to the end of the day. You've got to get the placement in this. You can get a lot of kills, but 1 point per kill versus, believe 15 points first place. Is that incorrect? Yeah. So, yeah.
I would put myself on that, but, it's funny, Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, sorry about that. Well, guys, we're going to be starting off the night with an Erangel, which is going to be the same way we wanted to finishing it. But what needs to be said about Erangel? I say this every time. It's basically like the off-red love child of Sandhawk and Miramar, because it really is the perfect middle ground between those 2 extremes. And that does leave it fairly reliant upon the flight path to determine what sort of early game we get. With that being said, I want to go ahead and just get right into it, because I believe we are about to be on the plane.
Oh, I'm so excited. Give us some weird zone shifts today. I want to see it, yo.
All right, well, let's see what we're working with. Well, this is interesting. So on this screen, the flight path is not showing up. However, on mine, it is. So what we have here is uh, a vertical flight path, very Western oriented, starting from about military base and working its way over to the hospital South Georgia Pole area. Now that is a very interesting flight path in its own because it is going to limit the potential drop spots for the participants. It is going to hinder their potential drop areas. I think that because of that, we're not going to be seeing any Milta Power drops, probably no Yasnayas, no Kameshkis, no Lapavkas, no Severnis. I don't think that that's going to, impede too much on player strategy, realistically. I don't think that those spots are usuals from very many of these teams. Having said that, we do see some early jumpers. We got Knights, the Panthers, and B-Town all occupying the southern island. It looks like the Panthers are going to claim the main portion of military base. B-Town looking to be heading eastbound towards Novo. We got the Hitless jumping southwest, looking like they might be going to claim Primors. Mizexis jumping directly over members of Nova. I'm not sure where they plan to go. Probably just these little clusters of compounds. Now, you know what? Something interesting. Okay, I was going to say Ghost did not go Pachinki. Ghost did not go Pachinki. I don't think Ghost is in this particular match, so that explains that. But we do have the Illuminati going Pachinki, though. Now, this is going to be interesting. I wonder if they were aware that Ghost wasn't in here and are capitalizing on it, just expecting, no one to occupy Ghost's normal spot. We see Lazarus going Roshawk, and I don't believe that they're going to have to contest with anybody. However, if they do, it would be between Passion Fruit, who are riding that northern edge.
Very actually interesting zone just came in. Are we going to get a full military zone? Are we going to have to see all of these teams get across these bridges, some bridge camping plays? Oh, it might be nasty today. Just like you said, with everybody trying to take people down a peg, we might see some really dirty plays with this zone just come in. But what I do see is Pro Era and Dope and 19E over there in George very clustered up. And with the zone shifting not in their favor, they're going to pretty much have to run into each other. Dope's going to run into Pro Era, or Pro Era and 19E are going to battle it in as they both go for a zone. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
It's an interesting prediction right there. I'm curious to see if Wall Street Bets and Passion Fruit end up squaring off because Passion Fruit has got that little bit of hill right there and just overlooking across the river. If they've got the weaponry and the scopes, that could spell bad news for Steve-O and them. But here we see the Panthers able to spread all the way out and secure the entirety of military base all to themselves, just like kids on a shopping spree in a mall, just picking up all the loot that they need. And look at this. Iris was apparently AFK and drowned as a result. That is an unfortunate waste of a teammate right there. That leaves Yo at a disadvantage, an even stronger disadvantage, because Yo started off as a 3-person team, and with one of their members not there, that leaves it down to just Iris and Jay. They're going to have to operate as a duo for the entirety of this match. That puts them at a just astronomical disadvantage. They're going to absolutely need to change up their strategy, play things a little bit more passively, play things a little bit more close to home, and wait for their opportunities to present themselves to them.
Yeah, definitely going to have to worry about running into teams as they come into zone on rotations. A lot of teams, though, as we saw yesterday, Nova is completely spread out right now. It's interesting to see this play. Xset also spread out, kind of getting close into Nova. Yi and Killswitch kind of a little close, not too much. Don't think that they're going to run into each other right now. But we might, with this new zone shift, I'm so interested to see it. A lot of people are going to either want to rotate early, because if we see that military shift,
I'm kind of really surprised you brought it to my attention. It's both Xset and Nova taking a little bit more of a spread approach here. Xset and Nova are claiming 5th and 6th place overall in the bracket. They are up there, and they have, some of the highest shots of, taking these big dogs out of their comfort zone. But spreading out this early game could be problematic, yes?
Illuminati, yeah, totally is going to be maybe a bit of a problem because Illuminati is coming on to Nova Memory right now. I believe Memory does have an idea. He is taking shots at AZ. AZ almost knocked, pretty low health right now. Don't know if we're going to be able to see that full fight because it looks like the rest of Illuminati is rotating. Oh no, I was wrong. They just rotated around to the other side of the compound. We do have a very early engagement, and I am here for it.
And
Looks like
Oath trying his best to get Overwatch on his buddies. He does not want to run into the same position. He wants to get a nice little Overwatch, maybe provide some cover fire for his teammates. And Y1 taking a pretty decent amount of nade damage, brought down to about half health there. He's going to try to heal up as fast as possible. Hopefully Illuminati does not come and capitalize on it for him.
Yeah, what I really like about this right now, though, Nova, as we were just talking, was extremely spread out from each other and within seconds have completely regrouped and reset. Gonna be able to come in as a full team with Pig Ran up on the hill giving the Overwatch now instead of Memory and Oath.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Y1, Memory, Oath, and Ran all securing different angles here on Illuminati, who, and Oath with a beautiful nade. Getting the knock, are they going to capitalize? Are they going to advance? And I think they are going to use this opportunity for a push. King Hua with an M249 squad wiper going to try his best to get this revive off, all the while his teammates taking some damage. Land goes down.
Rest of Illuminati is also going down as we see it. I think that is going to be it for them.
Memory. Yeah, they were able to get a knock on Memory, but not much past that. And Nova capitalizes on it, comes out victorious. Illuminati eliminated in 16th place with 0 kills.
You know what actually might be going on? What Nova might be doing with that spread that we see is them trying to find third parties to get more points.
That's one potential reason. I think, maybe it is that. Maybe it's that they're trying to broaden their, Overwatch, being able to see more things at one time, know where more of your opposition is at. That can be just absolutely pivotal in determining your rotations moving forward.
Yeah, speaking of Overwatch, right now we have Knights keeping this Lighthouse Tower over the hit list, while the rest of Knights, he's only got Xenox by his side. Chico and Alucard over at the gas station. This is going to be an interesting fight because I do see Ogilvy and the Panthers on each side of these teams, both just kind of waiting to push in to see what really happens right here. I don't see either team getting too aggressive.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I see Xenox just waiting here, person ready and waiting with that M249, but he's got plenty of opportunities to take his shots, and he is going to.
Coop,
nope,
so
I withdraw that statement.
He is not in a good position. Just had 2 members of the hit list come and push up on him as he is a solo. The Knights feeling the pressure of now being spread out, not happy with this. Alucard and Chico definitely want to come over here and start helping them out a little bit, I think.
Yeah, Alucard trying to get eyes with a red dot on an AK. That is going to be a difficult shot. No doubt, a very difficult shot.
Especially with the hit list now throwing down some smokes onto their area, giving them cover, having an idea that they are not just the only 2 people up here, that they are going to have some people behind them as well. Maybe Bob and Bill and Trickster can start giving them some cover over off of Chico and Alucard, but Coops, though, getting around on this rotation, he's going to be out of there because Jag, G, and XZ have no idea. I don't know how to say his name.
Yeah, I call him Z. I'm not really sure exactly how to pronounce it either, so I wouldn't feel too bad. Another thing I've noticed is Zexus is driving right in between members of Nova as they work their way south. That might be something down the road, but you're right. This little confrontation here between the Knights and the hit list, it is surprising that it has dragged on this long without any immediate knocks, because they are just in a reasonable proximity of one another here. But both teams are waiting for the right time to strike, waiting for the right opportunities to present themselves, not too eager to put themselves out into an open, vulnerable position here.
Noxua is looking for a place to strike, though, from Ogilvy, looking over on this Ridge compound. Team 9, Ogilvy, getting eyes over on the hit list from this side compound behind gas station. third parties left and right. This has been a third party week.
Boy, you have absolutely said it. We have seen some of the most phenomenal third parties that I've ever seen in the past 5 days. But, you know, when you've got these sort of long haul events, why not, if you've got a decent lead, why not go around looking for those third parties? Why not go around waiting for those right opportunities to strike? Let those two teams fight it out. And as soon as one takes out the other, you see it in the kill feed, get up on that.
Yeah, even a better chance too. This league is a great chance for these participants to practice battling each other when they do have to go and run into each other in the PMPL that they will be entering into very soon. So I think this is a great
Very
chance.
soon, October 5th.
Yeah. October 5th. I do think this is a great chance for a lot of these teams to really get a feel for how they're going to be playing against their opponents at this point in these stages of the games.
And we do have a confrontation working out right now. It's the Panthers versus B-Town as we see Peaceful putting the shots down with that M4. Not really getting a lot of connecting shots, but he's got Frady right up here. He's going to give it a shot with the M24. No luck. Going to keep the pressure on with that M4, and he does take Frady down to about half health there. Oh, but taking some return fire, some serious return fire. Both him and his vehicle taking damage. Oh boy, things just got a little bit rough for Peaceful. He's going to try to get a first aid off as soon as possible. And then here's the man of the hour, Isajot. Just absolutely amazing performance at the end of yesterday. I'm so curious to see how he's going to handle himself today. Imagining, you know, what he was able to accomplish as a solo. Imagine what he can do with a full team. Oh, and I see the Knights and Hitless are going after each other finally.
Funny enough, Ogilvy is now trying to take shots also at Pro Era, who kind of rotated in. I don't think that they had any idea that this fight was going on, but as soon as they did, they both decided to take a shot for themselves, and they are sitting there happy as can be, not trying to move, maybe going to make themselves some tea and kick it.
Well, it looks like Isajot getting a knock of his own, and here we go. Z going after the Knights. Oh, nade from Coops. I don't think it was successful, was it? Oh wait, it was Chico's nade. It was Chico's nade. My apologies. And look at Z going in there, doing the work with the AK. Very little health to speak of, but he is still able to get the kill. Oh, Jachi taken down right there, and then it is looking very grim for him. He is thirsted, and a molly to finish him.
Now having some more problems. Ogilvy is pushed up completely into this fight as they saw the kill feed going off. Now gonna take down only a 4v1v1.
Yeah, talk about a team that could really use a good third party. Ogilvy is currently standing 16th out of 20th in the overall bracket. They really need some luck here. And, you know, coming in for a good third party, cleaning up the scraps while people are low on health, that could be just what they need to gain some kills.
Not looking good though. Natsuo did try to come around the corner. Coops with a DP early game gets him, trying to shoot them while their feet are showing underneath that wall. Gonna try to get a molly out. Luckily, not luckily enough. Khan tried to move fast enough. Yeah, was not able to. Gets him down. Coops.
And now look at this Glass brought down to below half health. He's rocking a Scar. He's gonna give it his best shot, but he did not deal out any. Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did. I was going to say, I don't feel any damage there, but yes, he did. And Glass is taken down there by Coops with the DP28. Unfortunately, Coops taken down immediately afterwards by Vayne in retaliation.
Yeah, and we do have one member of the hit list still just chilling in this little blue box. Look at him, trying not to be found by the rest of the team. Unfortunately, the Knights have been eliminated. That will be our third team of the night, guys. This early game has been popular.
Yeah, and I got to say, that is going to be extremely detrimental to the Knights. Knights were holding third place in the overall bracket. This elimination in 14th place with only 3 kills is going to be extremely detrimental to their scoring here. Knights... Well, actually, however, the Knights do hold a fairly significant lead over the 4th place in terms of total kills, with over about 32 extra kills. So that they might be able to maintain a fairly decent positioning here, even with this elimination.
You know, Red. Oh my goodness. You can't see it, guys, yet, but if you could, you would see this zone has shifted. I thought at least that it was going to stay on main with that last shift. It has taken at least a half and half break at this point, leaving 30%, if not more, of the zone to water. The other half of the zone split. Oh my goodness. And with that new switch, we are going to take at least, I would say, 60% of that zone is water, and these teams are going to have to sweat at this point. Look at that.
This is the kind of zone I love to see. The players, the participants are just cringing their teeth right now, and I'm loving it. They don't have a lot of places to go. There's only a few little compounds that you can grab here. As we see 19 Esports not wasting time trying to secure position. Getting early positioning here is absolutely pivotal. The Panthers know it. 19 Esports know it. Passion Fruit was already there. They're just riding the wave, but every other team needs to try to secure an early positioning, claim one of those few compounds, do something to claim as best of a position as you can, because as I said, it is slim pickings from here on out.
This is amazing. Steve-O already starting to get shots on these slim pickings, shooting fish in a barrel. We have like a couple of teams trying to push through the water. This is going to be amazing. The best part about this zone, though, is that not only is it just the fact that we have part of it in the water, but what that means is that is going to reduce majorly the play zone for these players to have at this point. And like you said, Red, very few compounds. And with a beach zone like this, there's not going to be a lot of grass, not a lot of trees. These players are going to be open, and they're going to have to move very quickly, use that gun skill to their advantage, and win their fights.
You are absolutely right, Swinns. And it's just so funny to see Yo swimming their way into zone, and then Ogilvy right behind them underwater as well, but not able to attack them, just trying to get into zone as well. And we got eyes on Baba here as he tries to get some throwables. Oh, throwables thrown back at him, and he is taken down to half health there, taking quite a bit of damage. He's going to still scope in with that 3x M4, trying to take J-Way out, but taking more nade damage, brought down to about a fifth of his health. Can he heal up, or will he take another nade for the knock? And
took another nade.
Took a nade of his own. Yep, he did take another nade and was knocked. Kill switch is down at the hands of Joey from Lazarus. And G3 is more than likely going to go in for a thirst right then and there. He does so. Now holding just this bare edge zone. This is interesting because we have 4 teams pretty much holding down this very sliver edge zone that is just before the southern island. And that's going to be problematic because the odds of the zone favoring you in the next shift are fairly slim. So I think that they're going to be destined to move. And the people who are already secured the position on the southern island might have an advantage to just pick you out of the water as you come up for air.
J7 though,
revived.
Yeah, J7 is doing a great job of picking these people off. Has 2 knocks to his name. Can he get a third? Almost got a third. Drago.
Oh my gosh, look at Drago's health.
Drago was literally less than 1 shot at that point. J7 almost had Wall Street bets to a literal squad wipe. Knowing that he had to keep that side, he tried. Throwables were thrown, and he got the knocks, but did not get the finish.
I honestly think you are 100% right. I'm pretty sure he was 1 bullet off from a squad wipe there.
Yeah, I guarantee. I think he was indeed. That's gotta hurt. These teams, though, yeah, like you said, new zone shift is not in their favor at all. And what I like about this is that the teams that decided to not hold that ridge and move in the water early are going to now have to watch these teams come down the ridge and get into the water, where that is going to be a GG's.
And we're talking about the teams that went to go secure that early positioning, that understood once they saw half or more than half of the zone occupied by water, they had to capitalize. As 24K going in, he gets a member of Dope down. That's Casper, who's taken down there with the M4. And look, here come the rest of these X's to capitalize.
Nesquik, though. Vance is in the water. Oh my goodness. 19E is having also a problem now with Passion Fruit, as they're just trying to claim this same area as they are on the very ridge of this zone.
Yeah, this is a battle for real estate here. Look at these nades from Wancho. Not quite connecting. But they do find themselves graced with the care package.
A lot of people now coming into zone. Passion Fruit gonna try to rotate around, but the Panthers having great eyes on them as well as Mezexus. Gonna be a hard circle.
Look at Ogilvy. They have a great opportunity here as Yo just tries to swim in, and Wall Street Bets. Ogilvy has an opportunity to pick them off right here and now. The opportunity has never been greater. It's never going to get easier than this. When they come up for air, here we go. He's just waiting for Jay because he hasn't fired yet. He doesn't want to. He wants to get him right over there, the edge, get him as close as possible. Just serve themselves to him on a platter here, and I think Jay might know. And look at that! 19 Esports Leon going after him, and look, Yo was able to come in for a third-party kill there.
Got the third party, but unfortunately took a lot of damage as he did and got thirsted in return.
Glass still not ready to give up position as the rest of these teams try to work their way in. He has the same idea that did not work out for his teammate, but you know, it's so tempting when the shots are this just served to you like so easily. You know, you want to go for it, but you have to keep in mind that you do have 19 Esports holding the edge of zone. They can potentially get eyes on you. So that's what Glass is going to do. He's going to put some smoke cover down, trying to shield himself from 19 Esports and the Panthers and the likes while he takes his shots at these people in the water.
This zone today is being such a bully. Oh my goodness, still leaving at least half of the zone in the water. This is amazing. The Panthers now capitalizing on that, taking down 19E as they're trying to rotate into the new zone. Amazing work by them.
While Leon was just eliminated, he was able to get 2 knocks there on Ogilvy members that were just trying to get guys out of the water. You know, they were fishing for people in the water while Leon was fishing for them. But in the end, he was taken down himself.
I feel like this is a battle between... Go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say, here we have 19 Esports eliminated. B-Town is out as well. Oof. You know, B-Town really does need some higher bracket finishes, though. They really do. They're hanging in there in 14th place overall with just 42 total kills. They are currently tied with Passion Fruit in total kills. Passion Fruit claiming 13th place overall. They need to climb that leader bracket, and currently, you know, where they stand in it, it doesn't take too many kills to jump up.
Not at all, and I think that they might be able to secure them today, especially with Isajan. If he can secure another 6 kills today.
This zone is so interesting to see how players handle these kind of finishes. It is, we have, I'm sorry. We have teams right next to each other, probably talking to each other in all chat. Okay, Lazarus G3 going after 24K from these X's, getting the knock there and then, and he is going to work his way out, just hanging in a couple feet knee deep in water here, but still able to shoot his weapon. And here he goes,
G3.
Putting more shots out towards Wall Street Bets.
Seeing all those teams knew that there was that many people in the water, just peeked to his right and was able to get that many knocks just like that. And as we know in the water, you can't really get rezzed at that point. G3, as I was going to say earlier, it's almost like a battle between the water and the land, and the water kids, if they know how to play this right, as we saw, G3 was able to get a knock, able to get some smokes up, giving himself cover. Great water play. It does not just mean that it is out for the count. It is still able to be used.
All right, we got Enigma trying to get some smoke cover down for himself as he works his way, crawling his way into zone. And look, Solitude is able to take down G3. Lazarus is taking quite a hit there. They are down to just Kelly and Joey, because keep in mind, even Lazarus started off as a 3-person team this go-around. Surprisingly enough, the second place overall team started off with a member short. They were, you know, hanging in with everyone they had, but they just lost their first member, leaving them down to half a team.
And really great work, though, right here by Passion Fruit. They've covered their angles with smoke so that both side teams cannot really get great shots on them, giving the priority to the focus of the teams that are coming up out of the water. I think that's a really smart play.
Well, you might be right, but they also find themselves out of zone, needing to work their way in, and they are not alone either. They've got Mizexis just right next to them on one side and the Panthers on the other. It's not going to be easy, and Sleepless is going to go put shots down towards Illusion, all the while taking fire himself, brought down to about 10% health, and it's a knock at the hands of, couldn't see what his name was, I apologize. Oh, KZRO. K0.
I would have never put that together.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's correct or not. I'm probably butchering his name, and I apologize. If you know in the chat, let me know how to pronounce his name. All right.
This is
Lazarus and Wall Street Bets, just so close. And Mizexis is eliminated right then and there. Joey taking out Solitude. Kinga taken down by Iris from Yo and quickly thirsted.
Lazarus was able to get an advantage, get some smoke, and come up onto land, now being one of the teams that are occupying this newest zone. Coming now pretty close up to Passion Fruit. I think they definitely have an idea that they're there.
And we see Drago from Wall Street Bets just relaxing with an enemy here, Nesquik from Dope. Probably just talking about, hey man, how things been for you? I got no health here. I'm just going to kick it here behind the boat. Hope you don't mind. And look, Iris from Yo going to come up and join them and say, hey, guys, how's the game's been for you? All right, Joey taking some serious nade damage there, brought down to about 10-15% health. He's going to have to heal up and fast. Enigma is down for Passion Fruit, but able to get revived. They still are a three-person team. Rage, Enigma, and Wancho still very much in this mix.
Lazarus, though, just a 2. Oh my goodness, great nade by Telly, knocks 2 members of Passion Fruit, and just like that, they finish them. But oh my god, a nade comes right back and knocks Joey. Telly is barely up right now. I can't
Talk
even...
about throwables being essential at in-game. What an amazing nade we saw on his end, getting 2 birds with 1 stone, and then the favor was returned almost immediately.
Iris did just come up and capitalize that as well. Took out Telly without even having a problem. Now the only person on land, and guess what? He knows exactly where the last 2 people are.
Oh my! And he knows Nesquik is just ready there, waiting to be picked off, same as Drago, and he's gonna cook up nades. He's got the throwables. This is bad news for Wall Street Bets and Dope. This is one of the most interesting ends I've seen in a long time. They're gonna pan it out. They're gonna pan it. Oh, and you say chivalry is not, you say chivalry is dead. I say no, sir. Oh, wait. Iris just kills Nesquik, and now they're going to duke it out.
I think Nesquik.
So you want to throw hands, bro? You want to throw hands? I'll throw hands. And he says, no, I'm going to take out a gun. And there is no, truly, chivalry might be dead, I guess. I think that was the illusion of chivalry for just a brief moment. Before Wall Street Bets came out and said, no, we kind of want this win. We aren't going to give you the op. We're not even going to put it up to chance. That was absolutely hilarious. Poor Iris there, ready to go in for a chivalrous finish there. Duke it out, ready to throw some hands. And he just
I wanted that pan fight.
In the face.
I wanted that so bad.
But I guess we're giving it up to Wall Street Bets. Sneaky finish, nonetheless, but it's a dub. A dub is a dub as Drago takes first place for the team with 4 kills, all 4 coming from him himself. We got Yo grabbing second with 4 kills as well, 3 of which are from Iris, 1 are from Jay. Now look at this. Dope, able to really hang into that top bracket, and talk about a team that's been on a bit of a mixed bag, you know, having some great games, having some very rough games. They're finding themselves dead even in the overall standings. They're at 10th place overall in the bracket. So this 3rd place right here is going to be absolutely crucial for them. They are going to hopefully find a little bit of a climb in rank from that, as Dope takes 3rd place with 2 kills from Casper. We got Lazarus coming in 4th. When they only operated as a 3-person team, that's pretty impressive. Able to secure 4th place between 3 people with 7 kills, 6 between Telly and Joey. Very nice. We got the boys in Passion Fruit claiming 5th place with 6 kills total, 5 of which came from Rage alone. 6th place is going to belong to the Panthers, and they're going to claim that with 9 kills total. 7th place going to Mezexis with 4. Let's see, coming in 8th, we got Pro Era, and they're going to get that with, unfortunately, a big fat onion for kills, 0 kills to their name. 9th place goes to B-Town with 1 kill from Isajot. 10th belongs to 19 Esports, who also operated as a 3-person team from the get-go. Coming in at a natural disadvantage, they're going to take 10th place with 2 kills, 1 from Leon, 1 from Sam. We got the boys in Ogilvy grabbing 11th with 3 kills. Coming in 12th, we got the Hitless with 3. Xset going to grab 13th place with 5 kills total. 4 of those 5 kills came from J-Way alone. 14th belongs to the Knights, and this is a little bit detrimental for the Knights. You know, they've been hanging on to about 3rd place overall in the bracket here, so 14th is not good for them. But as I did say, they do hold a fairly significant kill lead over 4th place, so they might actually not be hurting quite as badly as I had previously thought from just getting 14th place here. But they're going to claim that with 3 kills. Coming in 15th, we got Nova with 5 kills. And lastly, unfortunately, Illuminati, who has really needed to clutch another win here, they get last place with 0 kills, and they started off the day at 18th overall. That is going to be a huge slight to them. And we've seen Illuminati can go off and claim 1st place before. We've seen them get a dub, but they are just having a bit of tough luck finding their synergy, finding their momentum. And I'm hoping that they can maybe change up the strategy and find something that works for them moving forward. But Swinns, we've seen how these players are going to behave here on Erangel, but I'm curious to see how it's going to be moving forward to the wide open desert. I am, of course, talking about Miramar. What are your thoughts?
I honestly don't know if I have any right now. I'm still just laughing about that end game right now. Yeah. I still, that was amazing. You know, though, I've been asking for it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We're finally getting it, these nasty zone shifts, and we are seeing players have to do some plays that we have never seen, at least these last 4 days. We have not seen these kind of plays at all. Yeah. Great nades going out, getting 2 knocks on 1. That was a great nade by Telly. It was, yeah. Miramar, you know, we're gonna definitely see some more throwables. The sniper shots, I'm ready to see some great sniper shots today. Some more nasty zone shifts. I'm ready for it.
I don't know if I can see a more comical finish than what we just witnessed. Wall Street Bets, they were not about to put anything up to chance. They wanted to win and not up for a pan fight. Let's just say they were not willing to have a pan fight finish. But anyways, guys, I'm looking forward to seeing how things are moving forward to the wide open desert Miramar. We're going to be back in about 8 minutes, guys, with round 2 of the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitationals. Be back soon.
seconds.
4 seconds, Red.
Well, alrighty, all you cutie patooties, welcome back to round 2 of the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitational. This is gonna be day 5 of 19, and we just saw one of the most interesting Erangel finishes I think I've ever seen. I've casted probably about around 500 scrim Swinns, and I don't think I've ever seen that kind of finish in a tier 1 event. Chivalry might be dead. One thing I would not want to, I understand Drago secured the win, but looking at the chat feed, I feel like he might have had to sell his soul to do so. He is taking a lot of hate there. But I am curious to see how these teams are going to take things moving forward. We saw them in Erangel, but what about the wide open desert where distance and landscape mean everything here? I'm talking about Miramar, the largest map in the game.
Yeah, I mean, with Miramar, as we do know, there is a lot of sand, open desert areas, and that's kind of what we saw with that last zone on our Erangel game. Was that zone kept shifting down beach, 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 giving the water still half the zone, but leaving a lot of terrain gone. And in Miramar, They do have the mountains, they do have the advantage, the height advantage, but as we saw, they're not going to have the same kind of snaking advantage, the same kind of tree advantage in this map at all. So there's going to have to be a lot of the maybe same plays that we saw this last game, with a lot of the terrain coverage, the sniping. I just want to see some great snipes.
All right, well, let's see what we're working with flight path-wise. Well, as we said, Miramar is one of those maps that is just so large that it finds itself entirely reliant upon the flight path to determine what sort of early game we get. And this is an interesting one. It's a very southern-oriented flight path here, and it's going to absolutely limit the options here for the participants. There's not going to be any Campo Militar, no El Azahar, no Toria Humada, but almost everywhere else outside of the northeastern portion of the map is going to be droppable. I'm going to say Pozo, Leones, San Martin, Chumacera, and Valle del Mar as potential hotspots. But we'll just have to wait and see. And look, the bad boys, the leaders of the bracket right now are back in the game. Ghost is in the mix, and they jump exactly where you think they're going to jump. They're heading to Picado almost certainly. I am curious to see if they're going to be met head on.
You know who else we see going very certainly to the same place is Yo and Mezexis. They have taken the El Pozo area every single Miramar game that we have had, and we are seeing that again. The same thing with Syndicate taking this outside compound right outside Ghost, and I believe they've done that every game as well. Don't know if they're actually going to be successful on taking them down this game. Hopefully we'll get to see it though.
Oh, but look, what we are seeing is 19 Esports. They are coming for Ghost right now. They knew that Ghost was going Picado, and 19E is going to get an early drop there as well. We are going to get a fight between Ghost and 19 Esports, I'm betting.
Actually, I don't think so. I do have eyes on Alishi, and they pulled late, or they pulled their shoots, and they're going to try to coast away.
Oh, I'm so disappointed to see that. I was so sure 19E was dropping down on Ghost, but they are going to fly over. Oh, that is... Well, it happens. But it does leave Mezexis and Yo still close by one another at Pozo. We also see Pro Era not too far off from members of Godsend. Pro Era at the La Bendita area, just left of it. And Godsend just above Leones. Speaking of Leones, we have Passion Fruit occupying the northern portion of Leones and Wall Street Bets occupying the southern portion. While they are in the same town, they do have a decent bit of distance between the two of them. But you know who doesn't have space? It's the B-Town and Dope, and they are going at each other already. We got Casper down, Isajot running in with an AK-47 at the ready.
Weird thing about this fight, though, as we are going to see, the rest of Dope is split up, took that lower part of whatever you would want to call this, upper Chumacera, I guess. And they are going to be feeling the consequences of that right now, as Casper, I think, is probably going to get thirsted in this fight as well. Rest of BT rushing over as a full squad, but Nesquik and Flawless have gotten themselves some gear, and they are starting to come right back around. Flawless with this AK combo and a level 3 backpack, level 2 helmet, level 1 vest, maybe gonna find himself a new vest before he goes fully into this fight. I hope that they can be able to take at least another member down with them so that it is not a disadvantage for them at this point.
Well, they are already at the disadvantage, in my opinion. They've had half of their team eliminated this early on. This is still extremely early stages of the game. I don't think it's in Dope's best interest to engage with B-Town. I think their best bet right now is to try to establish some distance between them and get away. I know it's tough to suck up your pride, but sometimes you got to bow out and get those placement points.
Interesting play by Lazarus right now. Look at them at the bottom part of this map. Are they expecting another kind of weird zone shift? Because I don't think that we have seen them play this lower half, and I definitely don't think we have seen them split up like how they are right now.
Yeah, I think you might be right about that, but I'm not sure what their plan is. I think it might have been just to go for a less predictable drop spot, get some easier early stage loot without having to contest with people, but I could be wrong. But I still see Dope and B-Town. They're just Dope has not fallen away at all. Only Nesquik has, but that still leaves Flawless right in the mix of B-Town, and he is going to go after him with a knock on Grave. Let's get eyes on Flawless from Dope Esports.
Great AK control on this.
Does secure the kill there as he's being approached by the remainder of B-Town. There's a little preemptive nade right there. And look, luckily for him, his teammate is coming in, but look, he's got a member of B-Town on the roof here. It's Beast. Oh my goodness. Talk about close by one another.
I think he did the right thing though. You know, in this position when you have this many teams on, or this many players on you, you have to keep moving. You cannot stay in one place. That is guaranteed death for you at that point. Getting another knock as he moves around the building. Oh, goes down though.
He was able to secure the kill before being taken down himself, but that does leave Nesquik all alone, the last remaining member for Dope, with nothing but 4 bandages, and he really is not looking in a strong spot as there are 2 remaining members of B-Town. That's a 2v1. It's going to be it's not impossible by any means, but he's already at half health with not really much shot of being able to fall back.
Dope
and Isajot knows it. Go ahead.
I was going to say, Dope really just needs to stay in this too. Like, as you said earlier, they are 10 on the leaderboard, sitting right in the middle. These fights today is going to depend on where they're going to go after this. Speaking of it.
Fortune is not favoring them this go around as they are taken out. Dope, who finished 3rd place in round 1, I believe, not faring so well in round 2, taken out in 16th, dead last, but with 2 kills to the name.
Couple of teams I do see kind of clustering around each other right now. Nova has driven right next to Godsent and has not been spotted yet. Gonna be able to get out of there pretty clear, but is the rest of his team gonna be successful in the same fate?
And you know what else I'm seeing is Ghost Gaming. You know, they are just now starting to rotate out of Picado, and we see Spec doing what the entire team did yesterday in Miramar, which is going to claim that little mountaintop to the east of Picado, claiming a great overwatch position, being able to see as far out as possible. And it's a good thing too, because 19 Esports seems to have the exact same idea, trying to secure that mountaintop. However, Spec is up there alone at the moment. That could be problematic for him.
Yeah, I think we might get the fight that you wanted to see very early game. 19E has gotten very close to Ghost right now, but also Syndicate gathering together, getting right on the other side of Ghost, now pinning them in between a little sandwich, a little spooky sandwich. Passion Fruit, I think, also coming up on the other side, along with Illuminati. Ghost is getting pinned on all 4 sides right now if these players decide to take their compounds.
Well, they are pinned, but with a little bit of space on each side. I'm curious, because if that is going to end up being a fight, it's going to be a distance fight at this stage. But you know what might not end up being one is Nova versus Godsent, as Y1 drives directly down into members of Godsent. That can be problematic. Spec taking shots at Leon, but taking more damage than he's able to dish out. Brought down to 2/3 health. He'll be just fine getting behind that hill and healing up. And that goes to exemplify just really knowing your terrain, knowing your safety points here. And Miramar is one of those maps that just, it's pivotal, absolutely pivotal to understand and know your divots, know your hills, know your little natural points of cover to take. Because this is a map that is so open, and you'll often find yourselves without a compound to take. So you're going to have to use whatever cover you can. And this, it's a tough one. It's a very open map, and I think that. Oh, goodness. Hold on. I see Syndicate is pushing in a little bit, aren't they?
Yeah, they are getting closer, as well as Nova getting pretty close right now to 19E. Just separated by, I believe, just a little ridge. But even closer right now is Xset and BT. I think BT...
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I believe that they're down to a 2 at this point. It might just be... It is. It's a Jot and Beast. It's a Jot, though. We know he can do it. Oh, Beast, though, unfortunately on fire and goes out to a nade kill switch, taking them down, eliminating B-Town, but not before J7 was set on fire, just a little bit.
Yeah, but he will be able to heal up from that. He's just a little bit on fire. Exit coming out victorious there, but now we got a confrontation between Illuminati and Ghost. This is going to be interesting. Ghost Spec right up in the mix with them. Let's see if we can get eyes on that. On Ghost Gaming versus Illuminati.
Yeah, I do see Spec is literally right underneath AZ. One nade in a perfect position, one molly in a perfect position could really give it to him, but at the same time, being on this hill, we know that molly is gonna hit something, gonna bounce off of something. So Spec is kind of in a good little place for himself right now.
Ooh, that might be a difference of opinion between you and me. I don't think he thinks so either. I think he's going to try his best to get out because he doesn't have a lot of options. And he jumps out just before the vehicle has exploded, just dodging death by a hair. And now look, AZ applying the pressure with the 6X M4, and he does take him down. And that's a quick thirst. Nice knock and finish by Illuminati's AZ. And boy, do they need the placement points. Do they need the kill points? Being eliminated, I believe, last place, or towards the end of last place, last match. I believe it was last place, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I'll have to double check on that.
It was indeed. But now we do
so here we have it.
Yeah, go for it.
Nova versus Pro Era. We got Pigran, Oath, and Memory here. Y1 has been knocked. But look at this Nova doing what Nova has been doing basically all of today and securing multiple angles of perspective here. That leaves certain advantages and certain disadvantages. Yes, they are able to get multiple angles on you, and the odds of them getting a knock on you are much higher. However, if you will take the flip side of that coin, one of them gets knocked, the odds of them being able to get revived are a lot slimmer. And Hugh taking the blunt load of damage there, brought down. He is knocked by... Oh, goodness. Yeah, he is taken down by Memory with a Vector and thirsted by Y1. Here we see Lolo trying to put down some smoke cover. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
Well, we see him trying to put down some smoke cover, and he needs it at this stage. You do want to save as much of your utilities for in-game as possible, but sometimes, especially on Miramar, when the map is this open, smokes are all you got.
Right now, with the knock, great knock on that. Came over the ridge, got eyes on him within seconds, got him down and knocked him. Gonna take a vehicle and rotate around right now.
Yes, I think that looked like almost effortless on Oath's end. He just looked up for a brief second, and it was a quick spray, quick knock. And he's keeping the pressure on them, applying the shots towards Pan, and he gets another knock. That's 2 down. Is Nova going to use this up? He's almost got Fishy down as well. This has got to be a push on Nova's end, right? I mean, it's got to be.
They have to. Oath is definitely getting in the car.
Oath knows it. This is going to be their best opportunity to take out Pro Era as he keeping applying the shots through the smoke. Memory is revived, and here we go. Oh, Passion Fruit.
Passion Fruit came on top of Ghost very quickly. I believe it was Enigma that had sights on to Ghost first. Took shots, able to take them down. Now seeing 19E as well, driving by them, taking shots at them.
Interestingly enough, that leaves Ghost Gaming down to just Tensa, who is still holding down the Bocado area. Tensa and Tensa alone. Now, you know, each of these players is amazing on their own. Oh, Lolo with a beautiful knock there on Y1 and a quick finish with that UMP. You know, it's amazing to see, you know, Ghost Gaming, how they can all work as an individual unit and as a team unit as well. But now that it is down to Tensa alone, I'm assuming that he's going to want to try to get some survival points, some placement points in there, and maybe lay a little bit lower. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, definitely have to wait and see. What's really interesting right now is that our top teams, Ghost, Lazarus, Nova, I think it's still Nova, yeah. A lot of these teams, Ghost is down to a 1 person, Lazarus was down to a 1 person, Passion Fruit, still a full 4, Pro Era is down to a 2. A lot of these teams that we're seeing in the top are struggling today, so I think it's like you said, a lot of teams are trying to come for that top spot and get themselves up higher on the leaderboard, maybe just make it so that this week was a successful one.
And we just see Lola finishing them off with that UMP. Now we're left with a slight bit of a spread here. Down at the Bocado area, we have got a cluster of teams. We've got Lazarus, Syndicate, what remains of Ghost Gaming, which is just Tensa, 19 Esports, and Passion from some of our top hitters, all clustering towards the center of zone, going towards Bocado area, trying to claim the prime real estate early on.
Kind of leaving themselves too in a bad situation because as we know, Bocado is kind of in a valley, ridges around every single angle, and a lot of these teams are setting up to be on these ridge. We see Boring Protocol, which we haven't seen. I don't think they were in the last game, setting up on a ridge above Bocado. Same with Illuminati, and Mezexis now taking an outside angle on this as well. So these teams are not alone in the city. They are facing teams outside of it, facing teams in every direction, and it is going to be a little hot spot.
And I think Tensa is all too aware of 19 Esports' presence. They are advancing closer and closer to him. If they know his position or not is beyond me. But I'm curious to know if Tensa has any idea about Syndicate or Passion Fruit in the mix as well. Because if Tensa decides to make an engagement on 19 Esports while they run outside in the open beneath them, you know, if he does any of that, his location is very likely going to be given up to Passion Fruit or Syndicate. And that could be the end of the game for Ghost Gaming for round 2.
Passion Fruit. Passion Fruit's doing the same thing right now to Lazarus as we see 19E doing to Ghost. Lazarus Telly, the only person up for his team, is pretty much being, able to take down Rage, though. Lazarus Telly was ready for this fight. Enigma's, or Echo. Huh?
I was going to say Illuminati doing work off in the distance, and these X's going in and taking out Yo J. But here we have it. Passion Fruit Echo trying to get eyes here on Telly. Oh, this is a risky revive. Oh my goodness.
Very risky indeed.
Their breath. But they are able to get Rage up, bringing them back to a full team. And look, all the while, Syndicate and 19 Esports having at it with one another as well. We have Lazarus and Passion Fruit facing off, Syndicate and 19E facing off. Ooh, Bocado is popping right now. And ooh, Echo taking a little bit of negative there.
Multiple teams coming into this. I love to see this. Boring Protocol is now also rotating in. This is amazing. Passion Fruit, though, able to take Telly out. They're going to hold the apartment buildings. Would you call those I guess they are apartment buildings. Over on the outside of Bocado. 19E knocked down to a 2. What?
And then we see Sam from 19E just above Ason and Rad. That is interesting. Ason and Rad, whether they know of his location or not, is I'm not sure, but if they were to put themselves out in the open, it's almost a sure done deal that they'll be taken out there. Oh, Starlight going after AZ from Illuminati. And King Hua going after Muzexis in retaliation.
Godsend though also, yeah, Godsend also getting eyes over here on boring protocol as they were trying to rotate into this fight. Pretty much everybody heard Picado was the place to be and decided to come in for the party because everybody but Xset and Yo is pretty much over in this area.
And 24K with an amazing nade, able to take out King Hua and AZ's down. This is it. 24K goes in. Oh, but it's not enough. It is not enough as Illuminati comes in and clutches the finish there. Able to get some revives off. They will be all right. But that was an impressive nade.
I love that 24K had a buggy fly over him and he was so unfazed. He stayed on the fight and knew that there was somebody still coming up and pushing up in front of him, and instead of doing anything or reacting in any way, kept his focus on where he needed to and almost got the knock. Unfortunately, was not able to. Great fight, though.
Now look at this. 19 Esports, Syndicate, and what remains of Ghost Gaming, which is just Tensa, all holding down three adjacent buildings here. I shouldn't say adjacent. Three very close proximity buildings here. And this is an interesting kind of potential confrontation. And here's why I say that. I'm probably going to be disproven right now looking at what Tensa is doing, but this is the kind of position where all teams are holding a position of cover, and they might be able to get a knock, but the odds of them being able to secure a thirst are a bit slimmer, so it could just be one of those situations where they're doing damage to each other's armor and, exchanging revives. However, as we see, that cannot apply to Tensa, who is operating as a solo and still playing things on a little bit aggressively as he has given up that position of cover that he had earlier.
Yeah, really funny too is that Passion Fruit has not came out of this fight either. Sleepless is kind of gatekeeping a little bit of this fight. Definitely has eyes on him. Oh, speaking of eyes on him though.
Killswitch. Yeah, Killswitch picking him off. In the distance, we see Xset Enigma getting a knock of his own as well. Xset able to secure quite a few kills here. 5 kills on the board, 4 of which are from Killswitch alone. And Fishy is taken out from Illuminati Landland. Illuminati having a fairly strong game this go around. They are posted up with 8 kills to their name so far.
Syndicate though just ran right by Tensa, and Tensa had no problem taking him down. That was insane. Tensa's feeling so lucky right now. Still in the blue, goes out unfortunately not able to pop up that health kit in time.
I think he knew that was it for him, and he had a choice to make. Do I try to get a first aid off? I don't know. I didn't see if he had heals or not. But do I try to get a first aid off, or do I finish them off? I think he made a choice, and it's still an amazing ending for him. All right, Xset getting closer and closer to members of Godsend.
Godsend, though, having a great angle and a great section of this map. They're going to be able to capitalize on this terrain very well. They have a divot holding on each side any kind of shots from any other teams, except for one edge, which they have already smoked out.
Yeah. Now we're down to 7 teams here remaining. We got Illuminati, Xset, Passion Fruit, Godsend, Syndicate, Boring Protocol, and Wall Street Bets, with Xset leading the board with 8 kills. And as I was saying, they really need these placement points. They need these kill points. And they know it.
New zone has shifted in. I am kind of loving it. A lot of these people, I don't think they're expecting a Godsend, though, with a great positioning, like I said, right here in the middle. Gonna have to... Ooh. I think I just saw... Oh, no. Almost a knock. Not quite, though. Passion Fruit having some trouble right now.
And here we see J-Way with some mollies of his own, sending him Godsend's way. Not really finding a lot of... not really finding any connection there. Oh, but Rage from Passion Fruit with a molly of his own does find some success. There's Mango taking out Nemesis from Godsend, and Verratti just barely missing that molly. But he is approached by Passion Fruit. Here he goes. Not a knock yet. No, he is taken right out of the equation, and that is that. Syndicate is finished off.
Yeah, it's like I said, just sitting there in that one position instead of really running around trying to keep on your toes can really be a disadvantage at that point. You are just a sitting kill.
This is interesting. Look at this, Swinns. We have 6 teams remaining, and 5 of them are still full teams. With the exception of Boring Protocol, every remaining team is still full, and it is down to just 5 teams of 4. We have 20 people up. This is a 4v4v4v4v4. It's about to get popping.
Yes, and it already kind of has, because 2 members of Wall Street Bets have been hurt. They were luckily able to get res, so it is going to stay a 4v4v4v4.
All right, here we go. AZ brought down to very low health there. Now look at Godsent utilizing the divot, utilizing the surrounding little miniature hills that they have here, using what cover they can. Absolutely brilliant use of the terrain there.
Yeah, like
now,
I said, they had a really good placement.
Yeah, Godsent in quite a bad position, sandwiched in between the Illuminati and Exit, and they are facing the consequences of it right then. One of the members just took a nade for the knock. And boy, it's just raining gunfire. And Godsent Salt taken out by J-Way.
Kira
Trey taken out by Minko.
Yeah, unfortunately, that right there is very likely the end of Godsent.
And it is. Godsent eliminated in 5th place. Now look at this, Wall Street Bets still with 0 kills to their name, and I'm noticing something here. They are 5th place, or pardon me, Wall Street Bets is 4th place overall, but with a significantly less kills than the 3rd place position. So these guys are really all primarily about their placement points for advancing here, but they do need to get some kills on the board here. Oh, Baba with a nice nade on J7, and Enigma taking 2 birds out with 1 stone. Beautiful nade. And look at that, J-Way able to finish off Mango and take out King Hua right before being taken down himself at the hands of Enigma's M249. Enigma coming up on a very low health kill switch is a just nice, easy finish. Nice, easy finish.
Very nice.
That does leave us down to 2 teams, Swinns. Wall Street Bets versus Passion Fruit. Wall Street Bets with 2 kills to their name. Passion Fruit with 9. It's a 4v3 to end round 2. And Baba gets Enigma. Leading it down to Echo, Sleepless, and Rage.
Drago and King A pushing up, though, knowing that they got that knock. Unfortunately got the res a little too fast for him, because now Drago has knocked King A 1 shot. And Baba, the last person up for their team, is he going to be able to do any kind of back cover?
Well, you know, at this stage, Baba is in quite a rough position, but it is a 1v3 here for him, as Rage was revived, it looks like. And Rage is sticking the revive on Enigma. It's looking more and more bleak for Baba here from Wall Street Bets.
I think he knows that he's taking his own damage. He is out of there. Well, that is a secured win for the Passion Fruit boys. All
Great
right.
play on their part, too. I think they did a really good job of taking control of that zone.
And maintaining a full squad up until the very end of the game with a decent number of kills on the board as well. We got to give it up to Passion Fruit. They are going to take first place with 12 kills between 3 people. Enigma, Sleepless, and Rage. Rage with half of the kills to himself. We got Wall Street Bets. They got first place in round 1, and we all have mixed feelings about the way that happened. I understand, but they got first place regardless of how you feel about it. This time around, taking second place with 2 kills. This is undoubtedly a crucial clutch for Wall Street Bets, getting a first place and a second place back-to-back. Wall Street Bets is currently holding 4th place overall, but I think they might be able to potentially work their way up the mix, considering how Knights did not fare so well in round 1. We got Exet claiming 3rd place, and they're going to do so with 10 kills between 3 players. Illuminati in 4th this go-around, and boy, they needed it, holding 18th place overall. They needed those points, and they needed those kills, which they were able to secure both of them, taking 4th place with 11 kills. We got the boys in Godsent claiming 5th place with 1 kill from Salt. Boring Protocol operating as a 3-person team from the get-go, 6th place with 0 kills. Syndicate, 7th place with 1 kill from Ason. Coming in 8th, we got Ghost Gaming with 3 kills. All 3 came from Tensa, who was able to hang in there as a solo for a little while. We got the boys in Yo, who also operated as a 3-person team this go-around, with 0 kills in 9th place. 19 Esports able to get their 4th member in this go-around, taking 10th, but with 0 kills to speak of. 11th place is going to go to Pro Era with 4 kills, 3 of which are from Lolo. Musexis in 12th with 1 kill from Solitude. Lazarus as a 3-person team grabbing 13th place with 0. Nova in 14th with 2. The B-Town Boys in 15th with 1 kill per person, 4 kills total. Everybody eats. 16th place, unfortunately, is going to go to Dope Esports. They really were hoping to continue that momentum of holding a higher bracket finish, but they are eliminated in last place, and that is going to be a tough one for them. That's going to bring them down on that bracket for sure. 16th place with 2 kills. Wow, what a match. What a match, and what a finish. Going to just exemplify the importance of nades, throwables, maintaining your utilities till endgame, and what Passion Fruit completely exemplified, the importance of keeping as many members alive for an in-game fight as possible. That's where numbers just mean everything.
Yeah, they did a really good job of that, but we cannot, like I said, we cannot discredit the other teams because we had a 4v4v4v4. So really, a lot of these teams knew how to do it, and what I really like is that Illuminati was one of those teams. And like we have seen, they have not been faring very well the last 2 days, and to see them actually still be able to come back from that, maybe dust off their shoulders a little bit, get some good placement points. I'm excited that they were able to do that, but really this next Sandhawk game is going to determine a lot for us, and we have seen some teams struggle with this map, some teams have a really great time with this map, and I think we're going to see some great aggression on this. What do you think?
Well, it's tough to say because our next map is the exact polar opposite of this. This was a Miramar map, the largest, most open map, the desert. Let's see how it is moving forward, taking it to a small map, condensed map, the jungle. I'm talking Sandhawk. It's going to be a completely different style of gameplay, and a lot of people like to call it Snakehawk, and that's for a good reason. So we'll have to see how things are moving forward. But first, let's take a look at the leaderboard for the day. Well, look at that. Passion Fruit somehow ahead of Wall Street Bets there. It must be because they had such a dominant lead here. Look at that, 18 kills to their name, whereas Wall Street Bets has only claimed 6. They were getting first place and second place, but this just goes to exemplify how important those kill points are. It seems like Wall Street Bets is all about holding positioning and getting placement points, but kill points are absolutely pivotal, and they are seeing that here. Even with a first and second place finish, they are not in the lead for the day. We got Xset in third place with 15 kills. Illuminati currently taking fourth, handling themselves pretty well for the day. Yo in fifth with 4. We got the boys in Lazarus grabbing 6 with 7. Dope, interestingly enough, in 7th here, still hanging in there pretty well, even with a later finish to that last match. 7th place with 4 kills. We got the Panthers in 8th, Musexis in 9th, and Nova in 10th. Well, Swinns, it's been an amazing first 2 matches. We still have 3 more rounds to go for the night. 3 more matches to cast for you and me before we're done. But I can't wait to see how things are moving forward. Let's take it to Sandhawk, see how things are on a condensed, lush, vegetative map. We'll be back in about 8 minutes, guys, with round 3 of 5. This is the $1,500 PUBG Mobile Invitational, day 5 of 19. See you back soon.
He's on me back and nothing new, please don't be shy. I know that you feel like me too, don't be afraid. Give me your love, baby, give me your hand now, and I just want to talk with you anywhere. I feel like I'm not away, I wish you could take me away, but nothing will happen today. Give me love, give me up, give me all you can. I feel like I'm not away, I wish you could take me away, but nothing will happen today. Baby, I just want you to stay. Give me your love, baby, give me your hand now, and give me your love, baby, give me your hand now, and give me your love, baby, give me your hand now, and give me your love, baby, give me your hand now, and he's on me back and nothing new, please don't be shy. I know that you feel like me too, don't be afraid. Give me your love, baby, give me your hand now, and I just want to talk with you anywhere. I feel like I'm not away, I wish you could take me away, but nothing will happen today. Give me love, give me up, give me all you can. I feel like I'm not away, I wish you could take me away, but nothing will happen today. Baby, I just want you to stay. I wish you could take me away. I wish you could take me away, but nothing will happen today. Baby, I just want you to stay.
Alrighty, everybody, we are back. Welcome to round 3 of the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitational. This is day 5 of 19. Swinns, we have seen our participants on Aringale. We've seen them in the wide open desert, but I cannot wait for this match, round 3, as we take it to the smallest map that we're going to be working with for the night. We're talking Sandhawk, the jungle, the condensed map. What are your predictions?
I'm waiting to go see Ghost go Paradise. I am waiting to see at least 4 teams go boot camp because that has been the move, it seems, the last 2 days, we've seen a lot of contention at boot camp. So a lot of these teams are saying, you know what? We're just going to go battle it out at this point, get some practice on our gun skill, get to know how these teams really rotate, how they operate. And they're taking the full advantage of using these games to do that. And I want to see the hot drops. But, you know, like we saw in game one, Erangel decided to give us at least a 30% water zone for most of the circles, and Sandhawk is known to do the same thing, and especially leave that little island right in the middle of that zone. And if we see that today, we are going to see basically the same thing that we saw in game one, where people are just going to try to struggle through the water, and maybe we'll get that pan fight that we wanted.
Well, guys, a couple things I want to say about Sandhawk. You know, our last map was a big open desert. This is the exact opposite, the polar opposite. It's a small, condensed map, meaning that the odds of two teams landing next to each other is automatically going to be higher. But also, as it is the most vegetative map, you're about to find the most snakes in that you would on any other map. So you need to be aware of the grass around you, of the trees around you, of the boulders around you, knowing that anywhere could hide somebody. Now look, we're left with a perfectly central flight path, but you know what? That's kind of just irrelevant, because Sandhawk is a map that's so small that the flight path really is insignificant. You can get anywhere you want just by deploying your chute early enough. But we do see some early jumpers. We got Lazarus jumping northbound towards the Hot 10 area. They might not be alone. They are nearby Ogilvy. We see Boring Protocol jumping straight down, looking like they are going to be going towards the Camp Alpha area, maybe just the compounds outside of it. Actually, Boring Protocol splitting up entirely, with Valak and Fanboys going much further south than Russell and Kisses. We've got members of Illuminati claiming just little tiny compounds on the river edge. Ghost Gaming doing exactly what Ghost Gaming does, claiming Paradise, uncontested yet again. We see Wall Street Bets and Godsent, however, maybe having the opposite scenario here, looking like they are both going to Sami, and if so, that could be a confrontation very early on.
I just got to interrupt you here for a second, Red. You know, two teams have landed on top of each other, and they are right outside Tapmonk, and it is Dope and Illuminati's. King Hua already knocked Land as well.
Yeah, let's get eyes on Mango or AZ if we can. And okay, AZ does have himself a UMP-45, clinging to it for dear life as he puts shots towards Yahir. Yahir's at half health, and Casper even lower. But all the while, Nesquik up on the hilltop with a nice little overwatch position, trying to take him down. AZ is able to get Casper down to almost no health at all. However, it looks like Casper does have some bandages potentially, and he's able to get a finish. Oh, it's a finish on King Hua. I thought it was a knock for a moment. But in the end, he is taken out by Mango. And Illuminati finished right there and then. Yahir coming in for the finish.
Yeah, Yahir came in very quickly around that door and finished off the team with no problem.
And Dope, as a three-person team, able to come out victorious. Very nicely done. And it looks like Wall Street Bets and Godsent are going after one another. If we could get eyes on that.
Oh, yes, we definitely have a fight here.
Yeah.
What really sucks, though, is that as we can see, is that the rest of Godsent, Salt and Trey are so far back that really at this point, all Salt can do is try to give us hill advantage, try to keep them off of thirsting them, but at this point it is not going to be successful.
And Blinky just picked off by Bobo effortlessly. That leaves it down to Salt and Trey alone, and that is unfortunate for them. Brought down to half of their original team in the first few moments of the game.
Looks like they are going to start rotating out of there. Maybe a smart play on their end. I do think I see Exet coming in to take boot camp, which Yo luckily got to themselves this time without any contestation.
Yeah, that could be a potential confrontation. Also, Ogilvy Burex driving directly above members of Dope. He's a ways away from this team. Ogilvy also with a very spread approach here. And look, Burex trying to get eyes. No such luck. No such luck.
I just want to say really quickly, I love... Huh?
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, go for it.
Okay, I'm noticing Syndicate Barati very close to members of the Panthers. He's trying to get away, driving or running towards the Bond area, but Legal and Illusion might be close enough to engage on him. And
A lot of
with
these-
nobody to test with.
A lot of these teams are very spread out. Mazexis is spread out. Syndicate's still spread out. Passion Fruit was spread out for a second. Still a little spread out. 3 members pretty close. But Rage is getting closer and closer onto Ogilvy and Dope as they are going to try to fight each other right now. I believe Ogilvy is throwing shots down onto Dope, at least warning them off of their position.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. I was noticing them advancing just a moment ago. And Nesquik has got to heal up. He's just above half health, but he's going to be able to heal up, no problem there. You see Casper kind of in a bit of a risky position. If they were to throw a nade, it could be bad news bears for him. But he's got Vurex, Glaz,
Multiple members of Ogilvy on the hill above him. Vane as well above him, with Natsuo behind. Natsuo could be in a bit of trouble because he's sandwiched in between Nesquik and Yahir. So I'm not sure how much he'll be able to help his teammate out, but here goes Vurex going in with the UMP, quickly switching to the M4, not hesitating. Here he goes. And it's a takedown on Casper with a quick thirst to follow. Nicely done by Vurex from Ogilvy. And you hear, oh, just picking him off. He's got a member of Ogilvy making himself extremely vulnerable. He takes him down extremely low, but I don't think he got the knock. He's going to try to bandage himself up. Decides not to use a first aid this time around.
I hope Nesquik can start getting into this fight quickly, because at this point all he is doing is sitting over a hill trying to keep Overwatch, and Yahir is not in his sights.
But Yahir is able to take Natsuo down here. Vurex. Oh, he gets Glaz as well.
Yahir throwing the work down.
Yahir
But,
really not faring too poorly out as a solo here. But
No,
he
but
is
I'm-
taken down ultimately.
Yes, Nesquik is now by himself in this compound. Is he going to continue on this fight, or is he going to rotate out of there and try to get positioning for this? Knowing that they are 10th, losing that last game in a low position, they might not want to lose their last member right now.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to get up the rooftop rather than evacuate. And he's going after Glaz. You're right. He is going to try to continue engaging. He's brought down to half health. He was not able to dish. Well, he dished out some decent damage to Glaz. Glaz is just above half health, but it's not enough for a knock. And that is going to be all that Vurex needs. That brief peak was all he needed to get the elimination on Dope. And that will be revived.
Crazy enough, though, teams have heard this fight. Passion Fruit Enigma has started taking a new kind of angle on this, hearing the fight, and right behind him is Lazarus, Telly, and Fears.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I think Enigma, aka Sleepless, or pardon, Sixless, wow, let's go back and rewind that. Enigma, aka Sixless, the man himself, very close by Lazarus. We see Telly and Fears not far off and advancing towards them closer and closer. I don't think Ogilvy is going to be Passion Fruit's main concern here. I think it's going to be Telly in the game.
Yeah, speaking about concerns, we have some concern over here with Exet and Yo over in boot camp. Knight's creeping up behind Yo very quietly. Exet basically keeping this hill advantage on top of them. Yo is smushed.
Yeah, they sure are. And look at this Exet with a nice height advantage, hilltop.
Securing a nice positioning, kind of pulling what Ghost was doing in Miramar today and yesterday. This time on Sandhawk. And
Does look like
it is going down. Yo versus Knights. Alucard
Knights
at about a quarter health.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say Alucard was not looking good. Menace is not looking good, but at the same time, it is a 4v4, and Spray and Wick are also at almost the same kind of hurt. So it is a pretty even battle right here in this warehouse.
All right, Minutes with the UMP M4 combo, eagerly awaiting for a push. But they know they can't really go too far outside of the bounds of this warehouse, or Exet might pick them off in a third party.
Oh, they are gonna pick him off for sure because Exit is in the warehouse directly to the right of them right now, waiting, sitting behind these pillars, sitting behind what do you call them? Barrels, I guess. Those boxes that we see
Box.
spray in front of right
Yeah.
now. Yeah, they are literally just anticipating. Started getting a third party kill switch. Knocks Iris in the prerogative of doing
Warehouse.
so. Yeah.
Yeah. And it looks like Lazarus is having a tough time elsewhere as well, with Telly being taken down, I believe another member as well. But here we still have it. A lot of smoke cover being put down inside this warehouse. Chico trying to make some preemptive shots, but not finding the connecting shots he was hoping for. Gonna go crate top here. And I thought that Spray's nade earlier was gonna be an absolute money shot. Oh, and Wick is mollied out by Xenox. Nicely done. Kill switch, gonna try to capitalize on this.
Killswitch very close to capitalizing on this because one member of Knights is knocked right now. Menace trying to get him up, needs to get the res off now. Another nade has gone out though by J-Way, knocks Chico.
Oh my goodness, and J7 just finishing off. I believe J7 was actually who got Chico from behind, but the nade did a decent bit of damage. Killswitch brought down to extremely low health himself. We got J7 still at full health coming in aggressively. He's got the health to do so, and he does take out Menace before being downed himself right there and then, leaving everything up to Enigma, aka Sixless, and Killswitch. And we have Enigma pushing his way in with a barrel, M762. Killswitch with the UMP is going to try to go for the thirst. He does get the thirst on Alucard.
What sucks though about them going for this thirst is that they are giving Xenox the full advantage to res one of their members right now, and that is going to take down that advantage that they just had coming into this fight. If they can get up Menace as well, it is going to be another even fight for these little warehouse areas.
Yeah, I don't think Exet is going to... Well, I was going to say I don't think they're going to give him that opportunity, but Menace does manage to crawl all the way back to Xenox. However, taking some damage there with that nade. Chico, desperate need of a first aid. He does have 5, but with Sixless directly in front of him, he is able to heal up just in time, and here he goes. Jump shots at the ready, and Chico having his teammate come to back him up. They are able to take Sixless out of the equation. And, Menace taking out J-Way immediately after leaving Killswitch there. Is that what I think? It is an elimination on Offset, finishing in 13th place with 1 kill.
Yeah, like I said, if they wouldn't have let those reses go off, then they would have had that fight. And I think I can say that with a little bit of confidence because Xenox was very low themselves and needed to be able to prioritize that res. And if they kind of kept him off of it and kept that pressure onto him, I don't think the Knights would have been successful or would have been as successful as they were. But then again, it is the Knights, so it's hard to tell.
Their name speaks for itself. They have quite a track record dominating. So anyways, we do see that Ghost is still able to hold Paradise almost dead center of zone. Spec and Beowulf kind of branching out. Ghost doing what Ghost does, sectoring off a certain specific portion of space for themselves, not straying too far from their home team unit, but currently holding down 3 angles on Paradise, with Spec coming back to join them. It's a nice little spread here. I like it. And they have secured enough of a lead overall that I think that they can afford to spread out a bit and get a little aggressive. And as we've seen time and time again, Ghost is no stranger to aggressive gameplay.
A lot of these teams, though, Red, still spread out. Syndicate, Passion Fruit, and Ogilvy spread out as well.
Yeah. I do see Wall Street Bets, however, potentially working their way into the southern portion of zone. And if so, they're going to find themselves relatively close to the hit list. But you are right, though. Elsewhere, we're left with a bit of a spread, which is fairly surprising for a Sandhawk map.
Maybe not spread so much. I just looked into the lower half of the zone, or lower half of the map, and down into boot camp, Godsent has rolled up on the Knights who have not rotated into new zone yet. Leaving that late rotation, they're going to have to take another fight right now. Godsent Salt literally right in front of one of the players for Knights.
Not only is he right in front, but I also think he's unaware of Chico's presence because he was scoped in looking at the hill edge Trey is all too aware of the other two remaining members of Knights, and I'm sure that his teammates are as well. But what about Chico? And Chico comes in with the element of surprise, getting Trey, and now going after Chico.
Salt, though, with the knock and finish very quickly on that. Gonna be the only person up for his team and very low on health.
Yeah, he's going to try to heal up, and I think he's got the time to do so. What's the move here? He's going to try to maybe ride the cliff edge and get a rotation. That would be my thought, but I guess not. What he really could use is some placement points. God said faring 15th place in the overall standings at the beginning of the day today. They could really use some placement points here. And I think he knows it, which is why he's going to try to fall away and get some distance between himself and the opposition.
Talking about placement points, Lazarus up in the top with their placement points and kill points. Joey, though, going down to Sleepless as they tried to swim in behind Passion Fruit. Sleepless was not going to let that happen. Took him out. Telly and G3, the only two people left for Lazarus at this point.
I don't want to be the only two people left, but they are very spread apart here. We see Telly in the water working his way towards the docks of Cow, and G3 going towards the northern coastal compounds outside of zone. This is interesting enough. You would think as a two-person team you would need to stick together as a singular unit, but Lazarus not going for that. They're going to go spread out and get multiple angles here. Ooh, I see Ghost and Wall Street Bets about to face off. I see Jagger from Ghost very, very close by Stevo and Drago of Wall Street Bets.
More than close. A nade will do some work on these. Oh, I did just see a nade go out by Wall Street Bets. Unfortunately, Jagger was not in the right position for that nade to connect. Wall Street Bets holding this bottom ridge. They are going to try to keep an angle on Ghost. Ghost having advantage, though. Having Paradise like that, they're going to be able to do some nasty rotations. A flanker is going to be able to rotate around and knock somebody. I can feel it.
And Swinns, the zone has shifted and leaving Ghost and Paradise Resort still inside zone. Ghost has been able to maintain their position the entirety of this match so far.
Salt. Oh my goodness, Salt was still down here at boot camp with Knights Xenox, and I believe that Xenox is running away and Salt has no idea, and he's just sitting in the blue.
And we did see Sleepless getting yet another knock there, this time on another Syndicate member. All the while, that's gotta be a pretty distant shot right there that he made. We also see the hit list now edging a little closer towards the Panthers. That could be something to keep an eye on in the future. But we do have action here right now as Jagger applies the pressure to Wall Street Bets. Drago is down just above half health with the remainder of the team close by. Now, my guess is that Jagger is really just trying to keep them at bay. He's not being given a lot of opportunities to get connecting hits here, but as long as he keeps that pressure on him, keeps them from advancing, he might be doing his job as intended.
You know, doing his job also might just be them trying to get information at this point, you know, because with this huge rock that Wall Street Bets is sitting behind, it is hard for them to tell exactly when somebody is going to pop up. So really at this point, he might just be trying to do what he can do to get every kind of bit of knowledge that he can to feed to his team so that when Wall Street Bets fully pushes in, they know exactly which angles they're coming from.
You're absolutely right, Swinns. And until Wall Street Bets actually does make an advancement, Jagger is just playing PUBG whack-a-mole with them, waiting for them to peek their heads before he goes out for a strike. And there's Tensa going after the hit list, getting bottom Villa, and then Jagger with a nice knock there on Z.
Wall Street Bets is not going to take this third party. They're kind of just chilling back on the rock.
Beowulf getting jacked with a UMP of his own with very little health to speak of. He's going to try to heal up. Maybe he's got 7 first aid, but he's going to go for the rush instead. Jagger sets himself on fire to get this finish and does so, able to heal up. Ghost Gaming, what a performance there. That's their 4th kill there, able to maintain every single member and hold their position, securing Paradise on one end. However, in engaging right there, they gave Wall Street Bets the opportunity to advance inward. Now look at this, the zone just now leaving, for the most part, leaving Paradise. However, holding a portion of the edge of it in zone. That leaves everyone except for Spec outside of it. Ogilvy and Boring Protocol, interestingly enough, just riding the edge zone as it is. But everyone else is going to have to work their way in, especially Mizexis, who is on the far eastern portion of the dead zone. Going to really need to hurry up and try to claim an early positioning in there, because there is not a lot of compound cover there to take.
The same though with Passion Fruit and Syndicate. Passion Fruit though having some problems because Syndicate just took out one of their members.
And Salty keeping the pressure on Mizexis here.
All right, we see it. Solitude trying his best to heal up in time. He does so. He's got to run in. He does not have a lot of time. He's out of first aids, down to just bandages. I don't think it's going to happen for him. Will he be able to make it into zone? With the way he's running it, I don't think so.
I would agree with you on that one. And our new zone also, Red, it is not favoring these teams. The only compounds that are in it are completely controlled by Ogilvy and Ghost at this point. Wall Street, that's looking like they're still going to try to come up onto Ghost and maybe try to get some damage in, but I don't think that they're going to have that luck.
They actually did have that luck. Ghost is now at this point reduced to Jagger and Spec. I saw a member of them knocked with an MG3. Ghost is down to just a two-person team here. Wall Street Bets losing or has a member down as well, though. You really got to focus on that, get their revives off, leaving Ghost a moment of peace. My goodness, absolutely nobody is in zone at this stage. Not one team is in zone.
Not one compound either. It is completely open. I think just a road at this point, dividing the zone half and half between maybe just a ridge and a ridge. This is going to be a very interesting fight. Syndicate, though, Syndicate doing some shots. Also, though, Spec, the Panthers just trying to come into Paradise. Too bad. The Panthers should know that is their territory already.
Yeah, and Spec doing a beautiful job there, just really exercising his patience, waiting for the perfect time to strike before he goes off. He does get the Panthers eliminated, but unfortunately for him, he is knocked to zone after taking a little bit of damage there. He was not able to heal up in time, and that leaves Ghost. Oh, I wasn't leaving Ghost down to just Jagger, but
Jagger
Ghost
was
is now.
Yeah, Jagger was unfortunately met by Wall Street Bets.
Yeah,
it happens. It does happen. Now,
we see we still actually have quite a few teams up, just a lot of solos, and we see Passion Fruit down to Echo, Mizexis down to Starlight, Lazarus down to G3, Knights down to Xenox.
Ogilvy, though, and Boring Protocol, which we can see right now, still a full 4.
You're right. Absolutely critical gameplay on their end. Keeping a full squad towards the end of the game has proved is just absolutely pivotal time and time again. But look at this. Knights with 9 kills to their name. Wall Street Bets eliminated right there. Then Kist's being taken down. Very likely going to be able to get revived here with that little bit of smoke cover. And look at this. The winners of last round, Passion Fruit, eliminated in 7th this go around with 2 kills. Ooh, look at, we got 3 solos here.
That will happen on Sandhawk, though. As we can see, one of the members of Boring Protocol went solo by himself and now has gotten knocked, leaving the rest of his team facing some issues from Syndicate and Mizexis outside of zone.
Yeah. With eyes on Valak, trying to put some smoke cover down. But you know what? Syndicate is being approached by Ogilvy as well as members of Boring Protocol. With Russell down, it leaves it up to Kist, Valak, and that's it. A 2-person team. And Kist is down too, leaving Valak on his own. Clinging to smoke for dear life, Syndicate eliminated right there and then. And that's a finish on G3 and thus a finish on Lazarus. Valak biding his time, just waiting for the right moment to strike, but it looks like he is spotted and shot through the smoke by Natsuo from Ogilvy. Nice finish. We're down to 4 teams here. Knights, Ogilvy, Boring Protocol, and Mizexis.
You know what, though?
We're actually down to a 4v1.
I was looking at the score thing on the screen, but that screen takes a minute to be updated. Apparently,
We
are down to
have,
me, Texas Starlight.
yeah, and we have
This is
seen
it.
Starlight clutch this before. They definitely know how to hold these heel offs, and
Yeah.
they
Well, I don't see him being able to get into zone though. I think this is a
no.
sure thing for Ogilvy.
Who, and rightfully so, Ogilvy was able to maintain every member of their team,
Putting up a very decent number of kills for the game. 10 kills to their name. Ooh, Starlight does get a knock though on Natsuo, but I think that's it for him.
Yeah,
And it
before going
is.
down.
So that leaves Ogilvy with the victory. Congratulations to Ogilvy there. They secure first place with a nice, healthy, even 10 kills between 3 players, Glaz, Natsuo, and Vurex, with Vurex claiming 60% of the team's kills. We got Mizexis claiming second place, but that is all placement points, not a single kill to their name. That could be interesting. As we've seen with Wall Street Bets doing fairly well in placement points, but faring a little less fortunate in terms of kills. And we found that actually has a bit of repercussion when it comes to the overall kill ranking or the overall leaderboard for the day. And so that might be the same fate for Mizexis. While they are able to secure second place, it is with 0 kills. Third place is going to belong to the Knights with 9 kills. Coming in fourth, we got Boring Protocol with 2. Lazarus in fifth with 1 kill from G3. Syndicate coming in sixth with 4 kills, 3 of which are from Salty alone. Wall Street Bets not faring quite as fortunate this time, grabbing 7th place with 4 kills, 3 of which are from Baba. In 8th place this go around, we have the winners of last round getting 8th this time with 2 kills. It's Passion Fruit. Coming in 9th, we got Ghost, and they're going to take that with 7 kills, 4 of which are from Spec. The Panthers eliminated in 10th place with 1 kill from Jayuya. 11th place belongs to Godsent with 2 kills. Coming in 12th, we got the Hit List with 1 kill from Trickster. 13th place is going to belong to Xset with 1 kill from Killswitch. 14th goes to Yo with 0. Coming in 15th, unfortunately for Dope, they are having a bit of a tougher go-around lately, grabbing 15th this time around with 4 kills, 3 of which are from Yahir. And yet again, another very, very unfortunate ending here for Illuminati, grabbing last place. This is not good for Illuminati. They are faring very poorly in the overall leaderboard, as is placing 18th overall at the beginning of the day. Another last place is not going to be fortunate for them.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. But what's interesting is that a lot of the teams that we have seen take the first place, second place, today has been very all over the board, We are not seeing, like yesterday we saw Ghost 2 back-to-back finishes, and we are not seeing that same kind of consistency with these teams today. It's kind of anybody's game on day 5 at this point, I would think.
Well, yeah, it's funny you say that because Wall Street Bets did get first place in round 1 and second place in round 2, but you have to keep in mind that really is placement points with very little emphasis on kill points there, and that is why Wall Street Bets was not holding the lead. That's why they were in second place overall, and it's surprisingly enough, but they are going to need to get their kills moving forward. Placement points aren't going to be enough to land a win. But guys, it's been an interesting 3 matches so far, but let's take things back to that big old desert, the wide open, the sniper intensive map. We're going to be back very shortly, about 8 minutes for round 4, talking Miramar. This is the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitational, day 5 of 19. Stick around, guys. We'll be back soon.
Cause I'm crazy, yeah. I know that you feel me. Cause I love you, I know you want me, you need me. I'm crazy, yeah. I know how you feel me. 'Cause I know you want me, you need me. 'Cause I'm crazy, yeah. I know how you feel me. 'Cause I know you want me, you need me.
You're the apple and the body. You're the apple and the body.
'Cause I'm crazy, yeah.
You're the apple and the body. You're the apple. You're the apple.
'Cause I'm crazy, yeah.
You're the apple and the body. It's me when I'm arriving. Don't try to touch me, baby. Don't you see that I'm shining? Know that you want a piece. Sorry, baby, I'm not a gift. Nobody can stop me. Yes.
'Cause I'm crazy, yeah. Yo tengo esto tumbado que te gusta y que te mueve, pero no te desesperes por mí. Yo tengo esto tumbado que te gusta y que te mueve, pero no te desesperes por mí.
You're the apple and the body. And in the body. And in the body.
'Cause I'm crazy, 'cause I'm crazy.
You're the apple and the body. It's me when I'm arriving. Don't try to touch me, baby. Don't you see?
'Cause I'm crazy,
You're the apple and the body. It's me when I'm arriving. Don't try to touch me, baby. Don't you see that I'm shining? Know that you want a piece. Sorry, baby, I'm not a gift. Nobody can stop me. Yes.
'cause I'm crazy, yeah.
I know you're scared sometimes. Don't know if you're wrong or right. You've been doing things you never thought you'd do. Taking it day by day. It seems like you lost your way. Even when you win, it still feels like you lose. When your heart is racing at the speed of light, and you feel like you got nowhere else to go. No, I hold you till the sun comes in the morning light. Yeah, I'll keep you safe, I'll never let you go. When your heart is racing at the speed of light, and you feel like you got nowhere else to go. No, I hold you till the sun comes in the morning light. Yeah, I'll keep you safe, I'll never let you go. I'll never let you go.
Well, hello there, all you beautiful, beautiful people, and welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. This is round 4 of the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitational. This is going to be round 4, and we're going to be taking things back to Miramar, back to the desert. Swin, what are your thoughts?
You know, I think that hopefully we are going to see some great plays on this one because so far Miramar has been left out of luck with how the map should be used. Really, we haven't seen any fantastic sniper shots. Really, what it's been is a lot of close quarter, a lot of hill advantage, a lot of really just working the terrain to your advantage. But we also know that Miramar is known for being able to get those long distance shots. I want to be able to see at least a 200-meter knock today. That's my hope.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, Miramar is such an open map that, you know, the odds of you being sniped from 300 meters away are just exponentially higher than they are on any other map. So yeah, you would think, being that it is the desert, that you would see a lot of impressive sniper shots, especially when you have players like, you know, Sixless, Juancho, just doing amazing bolty shots. I can't tell you how many of Sixless's clips I've seen of him getting people out from a moving vehicle with a bolty at a huge distance. You know, just shots you don't ever see. But so I would love to see something like that. One of those almost impossible knocks. I would love to see one of those this go around.
Definitely looking forward to it. I kind of also want to see what we're going to get with the plane path this time. Miramar has been very consistent in what we've seen, you know, not really giving us full middle. Some games have a middle, but it's really stayed to one part of the map so far, and then zone has shifted right on it usually this whole time. So it'll be interesting to see if we get that again for this game.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Well, it all depends on the flight path, Swins, and I believe we are on the plane now. So let's go see what we're working with.
Just like I said, right down the middle. It's been consistent. It's either right down the middle or it's right to the side. We have not seen any kind of weird zones for Miramar at all.
Yeah, well, that is absolutely ideal for the participants. Maybe not so much for us, the viewer, just because it really leaves the participants with nothing but options. And that means that we might not see as much action right off the bat. But you know what I always say, Swins, is a more passive early game always directly translates to a more action-packed and climactic mid or end game. So it is definitely worth the trade. And here we go, as per the usual, Ghost heading Picado. Will they be accompanied by anybody this go around?
Don't think they will, but who is being accompanied was in Illuminati and 19E and Lazarus. All were dropping right next to each other. I don't think that they were going to continue that feat, but they did look like they were going to go down to battle. Interestingly though, like what you were saying is these early game, you know, non-confrontational, we see right off the drop Bop and Boring Protocol and Ogilvy splitting up, taking these early jumps, not going to go straight in for a fight. Same with Yo, same with, I believe, we see B-Town also pretty spread out away from everybody. Same with the Panthers. Really, the only people very close to each other right now is Ghost, the Hitless, and Syndicate, and Illuminati 19E and Lazarus.
And you know what I am seeing yet again for the second time tonight, Swins, is the water occupying a significant portion of zone here. Taking, well, realistically a good 20, 30, but well, let's say 20% of the map is occupied by water here. That could be interesting if the zone decides to shift towards that water and towards that coast. We could be left with another coastal finish. That would be just insane to see on a Miramar.
And yeah, with all these teams too, like we can see all these teams really clustered at the top. If we do see that zone shrink down, we are going to see our top listed teams, at least our top 10 teams, definitely have to battle it out for the last top 10 position of the night.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see if teams like Boring Protocol and Ogilvy, who are, you know, significantly outside of the zone, I'm curious to see if they're going to try to rotate directly southbound into zone. And if so, if they do decide that, they could be met head on by 19 Esports, Lazarus, Illuminati, or the Hitless, or all 3 or 4 of them.
I mean, not even that. If they decide to rotate around and go for the bottom of zone, they're going to have a lot more teams as well to focus on. Nova, the Panthers, Wall Street Bets, and B-Town all holding this lower ridge of the zone.
Yeah, I guess the takeaway is it's not a very easy rotation for either Ogilvy or Boring Protocol. Working their way into zone is going to be a difficult feat if the remaining in-zone teams stay where they are.
We got eyes on Pro Era, but realistically, well, actually, Lolo is semi-close to 19 Esports Leon. Leon seems to be working his way southbound towards the graveyard where Lolo is occupying. And Lolo, keep in mind, is away from his teammates. Not too far, but he's occupying graveyard where all three of his teammates have Minas Generales. And that would leave him pretty susceptible to Leon if he sees him. But Leon is looking like he's just trying to grab a vehicle for his boys. He's going to get away from there. That leaves us with a bit of a spread, Swinns. As we were saying, it is to be expected on the larger maps, and this is the largest map that we've got. So yes, it's most likely to happen here than anywhere else. But as I just said, that can only mean one thing and one thing only: a more intense middle or end game.
Too, I'm gonna try to predict it. I shouldn't because I have no knowledge of this, especially in this level, but I'm gonna try to predict this right now. I have been asking for it, the zone. We just might get a Los Leones zone, which is gonna mean that all of these teams, I think a lot of teams are starting to predict it too. I see Knights, Wall Street Bets, Godsent, Nova all preparing to rotate into Los Leones. And if we see this, these mid-game to end-game fights, like you said, are going to get a lot more intense than they would just off in the distance. But that also means that we're not going to get these sniper shots that we want.
Well, that is true. Now, that what we just saw was kind of interesting. Ghost Gaming able to drive right by members of Syndicate without an altercation there. I'm kind of surprised that there were no shots exchanged. Maybe they were just out of sight for them.
But I like this right now. Ghost also is preparing for a Los Leones zone.
I'm trying to see, have we lost a member today or this round, or did Yoast start off as a three-person team? I think they might have started off as a three-person team. Let me check on it.
They started off as a three. Just Spray, Jay, and Iris. Gonna be in it for the last game of the night.
Yeah, so we haven't lost anybody on the board yet, and that is just one of the characteristics of Miramar is these slower early starts. But luckily for us, with the water taking up that much zone, I don't think we're going to have to worry about that too much longer about these passive periods.
Not at all. Speaking of which, I do see Illuminati rotating right behind 19E. If 19E decides to stop and Illuminati keeps going, we might see our first confrontation of the map. Of the game? Of the map?
Yeah. Of the map, yeah, or either or. We also see Ghost not far off from the Knights, or we see Syndicate, Ghost, Knights, not far off from any of each other. Potentially about to be a love triangle here between Ghost and Knights, and maybe even 19E as Carnage works his way south. But Illuminati and the Hitless are apparently by far the closest two teams here. Illuminati and Hitless. We got Landland and actually all of Illuminati occupying multiple vehicles here, driving by the Hitless.
Landland is in a really big pickle right now. Vehicle has blown up, now running through these open hills by themselves, and the Hitless, I believe, is going to try to take full advantage of that.
Yeah. I'm wondering if we can get eyes on that because Syndicate doesn't really have anyone around them at the moment. So I am hoping we can get eyes on Illuminati
Landland, though, gonna have some backup pressure because Casper, I believe, is coming up behind her now. Her now. The Hitless, though, took shots at Landland and definitely brought him down to a good amount of health missing. He's gonna be able to heal, but early game, you do not want to lose that right off the rip.
Yeah, and we actually see Illuminati falling further and further away from Hitless at this point. It looks like they probably saw him and decided not to engage. Illuminati, more so than most teams here, really does need to place their points. They really do need to survive towards the end game if they want a shot at staying in this.
You know who did engage, though, Red? Ogilvy, taking down a member of the hit list, I believe, trying to get a third party. The hit list had no idea Ogilvy was coming around in the side doing this rotation, and now they're going to have to take this fight as two of members of Ogilvy rotate on top of them. The hit list now pinned in a very sticky situation.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We see Trickster sitting at the base of the hill waiting with that UMP as Vane and Glaz come up over the top. This is going to be a 2v1 potentially here. Luckily, his teammate Bob and Bill approaching just in time. And here we go, a 2v2. Trickster desperately needing to reload. Putting the shots down is actually taken down there by Glaz. It does not look like he was able to do much damage to Glaz either. I withdraw that statement. He does significant damage to Glaz. Bob and Billa looking like he's soon to follow. He is. Zero taking him out with the M4.
Yeah, what I really like about Ogilvy's play right here is that while Glaz and Vane went and took on the 2 members of the hit list, the other 2 members, Natsuo and Vurex, had Jag, G, and Z stuck in the shack, and now
this is over.
Yeah, that's going to be a finish on them. Ogilvy capitalizing on that third party, doing a great job of that, but now needing to rotate into zone right under Illuminati.
And here we see 19 Esports facing off against the Knights. It's actually just Carnage. He's a ways away from his team. As Alucard and Chico approach, they had no idea. And Carnage capitalizes with the M249. Oh, but he is taken down by Chico in retaliation.
The rest of 19E is trying to come up right now as they can. Nades have gone out. Chico was so blessed to not just get hit by a nade that went out. I can't believe how he avoided that. But 19E is now...
Talk about too little too late, though. 19 Esports approaching just after he gets knocked, just a little bit short on time there. Menace with a great overwatch position here with that M4. Well, his position is compromised here. He's probably not going to want to peek from the same window. And it looks like 19E is going to use this opportunity to bow out of it, if possible. All the while taking some pretty significant vehicle damage. That's a vehicle explosion. Sam probably going to pick him up in his whip and try to whip out of there. But, yeah, it looks like Sam is going to get away.
Hopefully.
Acer's still pretty close by.
Yeah, hopefully he can go back up Acer and get some meds to him, get some help to him, because Acer is going to get aggressed by Knights at one point. They know that they are somewhere in the area still, and they are not going to let this down. But in the area, we also have Nova facing off against Ghost. Yi knocked by Ghost. Pig ran, kind of sitting on Overwatch, but I think he is going to get a buggy and get out of there.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I am curious about Acer here. He has got all the odds stacked against him, and yet he is still continuing to remain on the aggressive point here. He's got mollies cooking up, got nades cooking up, trying everything he can to get some knocks in there, but unfortunately, he is naded out with an impressive one from Xenox and thirsted by Alucard with the UMP-45. What a beautiful nade that was. As Ghost does get the finish on Yi from Nova. That leaves the remainder of Nova very spread out. Pig, Memory, and Oath too far away from one another to really be of much assistance to each other.
Yeah, but we do see... Yeah, Boring Protocol and Lazarus literally crunched together right now. I think Boring Protocol... Valak is going to try to take on Fear and Joey for Lazarus by himself, but... Joey. One of them is getting out of there.
Well, you have to keep this in mind. Valak is running fairly low on resources, down to 1 first aid left, just 3 boosts. It's not looking like an ideal time to take a fight outside of zone, if there ever is an ideal time to take a fight outside of zone.
He's actually not going to take this fight. What he is doing right now is he's baiting Lazarus, because I just saw Kiss and Fate get out of the zone, being able to take a car. Looks like Russell is going to come back up for Valak, and they're going to be able to get out of there too, doing a great job of keeping Lazarus off their teammates so that they could get some placement points that they need.
Yeah, and it looks to me like Illuminati is approaching Ghost at the edge of zone. If we can get eyes on Illuminati and Ghost, and here we have it, AZ trying desperately to heal up. As Spec, Jagger, and Tensa wait in front of him. Beowulf, yet again, we have one member kind of pushed off to the side, doing the distance shots, doing the overwatch, and AZ taken out in the third party from B-Town.
Yeah,
B-Town coming in, working their way, shooting from outside of zone.
I don't think AZ is going to get picked up because Mango is currently preoccupied on Isajat, but knocks him as he comes up in the buggy. Rest of BT, though, now on his case. Mango, oh, nade, vehicle explosion goes out, knocks another. Illuminati just came out on top of this. BT, Grave goes down, Isajat is down.
Mango down to half health himself. Gonna try to get some quick thirst if possible.
Beast is the only person left. Oh, nade almost did a little bit of damage.
Did you see that? Did you see that where he threw his nade and when he looked up, he saw a molly being thrown back midair?
Yeah.
Like, oh boy.
Well, look,
Landland gets that finish.
Yeah, they're gonna try to get the most points that they can. Beast is gonna try to run away, but Mango and Casper were hot on his tail, trying to get the finish on the team. Looks like they're not gonna be successful.
Get out of there. Can't blame Beast for wanting to get out of there one bit. He is down to a solo and needing to get some placement points for B-Town. And Casper could, one wrong peek could be it. As Spec scopes in the 4X M16, he does get eyes on Landland.
Is he gonna be able to go for a thirst though at this distance?
Well, Landland was eliminated already, so it's down to Casper and Mango. And it looks like they're going to try to get away, all the while taking a little bit of damage as they do. But they are gone. They are gone. Now,
yeah, but Nova, though, has eyes on both Ghost and Illuminati. Taking shots over at Casper with his M16, Pig Ran was able to get him down a little bit of health. And it looks like Oath is going to try to capitalize on that and knocks Casper fully.
We're finally starting to see some of those sniper distance knocks that we were hoping for. And there, right there, is the little viewer glitch. But luckily, it was taken care of pretty quickly. But we see Oath with a beautiful shot with that Mini 14 there, getting a knock on Casper, looking desperately for a thirst. Potentially able to get eyes on Mango. And look at that, taking Casper out and taking Mango down.
Mango prone out in the wrong area. Yo, just needed to be behind that little hay bale a little bit better. And, you know, Nova also is giving Ghost a very hard time on the other side of the street.
Yeah, Ghost desperately needing to get inside zone.
You don't often see Ghost on a late rotation zone.
Usually, I've noticed they like to secure position fairly early on. This time around, not going to be so fortunate as zone is not in their favor. They are going to start working their way around now, but the pickings are pretty slim at this stage.
We do have a somewhat centered Los Leones zone, though. That late rotation might work out to their favor because, as you've said, a lot of these teams will wait for the numbers to dwindle. And as we can see right now, Kinge putting the work down on that. Beautiful shots with the UMP, getting the numbers to dwindle. Right as I'm talking about it, Pro Era not having a good time. Was it Pro Era or was it Godsent?
I apologize, I didn't notice myself. Oh, and look at this. The Panthers having an interesting go of it, knocking members of Godsent. Sam taking out solo in the distance, but I am curious what's going to happen with the remainder of Godsent, Nemesis, and Trey. They are up in quite a position here. Nemesis able to take out Illusion with the M249. Very little bit of health to speak of, about 20%. With some preemptive nades being thrown.
Great,
he's got to heal up. You know, he's down to just bandages, unfortunately for him, and he can hear them pushing up beneath him. It's the Panthers coming for Nemesis. Here we go. And that's a quick finish right there, and then the Panthers coming out victorious. That's an elimination on Godsent for round 4.
Beowulf, though, getting knocked right now by Drago. Ghost with their late rotation. As you said, you've never seen him take a late rotation like that, and we've seen it for the first time, and now they are also feeling it for the first time. One member knocked. Wall Street Bets gonna be able to keep the pressure onto them.
All right, with Syndicate, yeah, right here on the Knights.
Yeah.
Knights actually kind of sandwiched in between Syndicates and Ogilvy. This is interesting. And not only that, Ogilvy having to deal with Pro Era and what remains of 19 Esports. We see Sam in an amazing little high top position, in this skyscraper construction building thingy. He's got amazing placement here to do some great overwatch and stay out of everybody else's view with Drago in sight. Is he going to put the shots down?
Take the shot, take the shot, take the shot, take the shot. Do it.
I think he's gonna. Bam.
Oh, yes.
And lined up. And Drago gets inside the door just as he gets knocked. But he will very likely be able to be revived as he was able to make it back into the compound. But what a knock on Sam's behalf. Really showing what he can do with that mini.
Yeah, and I think this is really smart on Sam, too, because he has taken the highest placement that he can in Los Leones, and he is the last person for his team. So if anybody does come and aggress him at this point, they are going to have to come up the stairs, leaving it open for him to just start finishing kills off very easily, unless zone does not favor him, but so far it is.
Now, I hear a lot of people in chat talking about how much of a beast Spec is with that M16, but you know what? Let's talk about him getting the knocks with his M4 as well. You know, he might just be a beast with all of these weapons here, but he does get another knock. Switching over to Yo, we see Iris, the last remaining member here, riding the zone edge, desperately trying to find a way to rotate in. Nova rotating very aggressively in between members of Wall Street Bets and the Panthers, coming up right into pro era and taking some damage. We see Pig brought down to just above half health. He's got plenty of meds to do this. He'll be able to heal up in time.
But what a cluster we are being met with here as the zone shrinks ever further.
I love this too, and it's shrinking down on the city. This is all that I wanted because these teams are going to have to play very new angles right now. As you guys can see, people trying to rotate through these alleyways, and it is not going to be their advantage because what they don't know is that they are in sights of almost 6 other buildings when they do that, and they do not know if a team is there. And I believe Boring Protocol just faced that same fate. Tried to come in through an alleyway, and the Panthers just completely capitalized on it.
You're absolutely right. And not only that, but the Knights coming with a beautiful third party, getting Valak. The Panthers, unfortunately, really could have used those kills. But the Knights, knowing how to exercise an amazing third party. Iris, the last remaining member for Yo, trying his best to stay alive, get placement points, has been spotted and found out. He is brought down to below half health, desperately trying to climb his way up so he can get some heals off. But here we have it, Syndicate right nearby members of Lazarus. Rad scoping in with a red dot on it, M4 putting shots down towards Fears, and look, Fears is taken down, but by Syndicate Salty.
No, he was taken down by Salty, but finished off by Boring Protocol that got eyes through another angle and took that kill away from Syndicate, giving their team that point instead of Syndicate's.
Yeah, we've seen some amazing third parties.
Yeah. Sam's
look,
still
Baba
holding
from
this.
Wall Street Bates.
He's
Well,
still holding
wouldn't
this.
you hold that position? Like,
I would not leave.
Yeah, well, why not? Look at this amazing positioning he's got him, and that's it for Spec. Being taken out by Sam. He's got 2 kills to the board right now, but he's got so many opportunities to get more. Now, I didn't scope in to see or check in to see if his mini was suppressed. Sorry guys, we don't have sound for certain bits of it, so we can't hear the shots, so I wasn't able to see. But if he is suppressed, that could be an interesting advantage if they don't know where he's coming from. My guess is that he is not suppressed just by the way he is a little hesitant with his shots. But you never know. And look, Salty has eyes on him. Got an 8x M24 just ready for Sam to stay still for just a millisecond. That shot is close, but no cigar. Sam doing some hardcore parkour, working his way down very quickly.
Almost got knocked. Almost didn't make that ridge.
Whoa. That nade from G3 coming for Salty. We got a fight here. Lazarus versus Syndicate. It's about to go down. Getting eyes on Sam. He does work his way around the edge zone. Gonna find his, pretty much the only safer portion of zone to be found. Everyone's occupying the right half of zone except for him. Good on Sam from 19 Esports. Look at this G3 having a bit of a go of it. Oh, Jagger taken down by Ogilvy Glaz. As I said, G3 having a bit of a go of it. He was knocked down to about a third health, able to heal up in time. It does not look like Syndicate was going to use that opportunity to push. But it's interesting enough to see that Syndicate is a little bit split off. We have one member kind of edging off doing Overwatch. A little bit of the ghost tactic that we've noticed.
What's very
There's
interesting
Pandy.
right now is that Wall Street Bets has split up fight for fight. Kinga is going to face off against Boring Protocol, and the other part of Wall Street Bets is going to take on Knights. Stevo preparing for the fight. Chico, I believe, is doing the same.
All right, Kinge trying his best to get some preemptive smokes out before being pushed on. I believe he thinks he's got people coming up to him, and he might be right. He's got no shortage of smokes, apparently, as he puts a third down. But look at this cluster, Swinns. Look at it. It is going to be a beautiful finish. Ogilvy Natsuo getting a knock on Pro Era Hugh, and that is it for Pro Era as they are eliminated. Now, look, that leaves 19. Go ahead.
I was going to say, Pro Era was just trying to push through the street, too. Was just trying to use some smoke to his advantage, and unfortunately was seen way too quickly and was taken out.
Yeah. And interestingly enough, we see almost the entirety of the remainder of our participants occupying just one half of zone. It is going to get crazy in action. And look, Sam from 19 Esports getting a nade off on somebody. I didn't see who, but here we go. Salty. Just holding position. Oh, yep. Lazarus, Joey is down. G3 is the last hope here. Getting some nade damage there on Salty. G3 holding position on the stairs. It is got to go to one of these two. Who's it going to be? And as you see, G3 not really ready to risk healing up. Then Drago taken down with a beautiful shot from Chico's UMP. And he also is able to get Stevo as well. King A taken down by Menace from the Knights. All right, I'm curious if we can get eyes on Iris, the last remaining member for Yo. He's got multiple members of Oakland to worry about.
He is preemptively preparing for it right now, too. Got a nade out and a smoke out, covering that little collapsed roof that people jump up through, making it so that the stairway is really their only advantage at this point. He is holding the top floor very well.
Yeah, and those are some nades intended for Salty here, coming from G3 and his teammate. But can they get... Oh my goodness! 19 Esports finished off right there, and then beautiful shots from Variety from Syndicate as we watch Boring Protocol Russell going in after Ogilvy from the rooftop. Oh, can he get a second knock? Parkour.
I think he took a little bit of, took too much damage right there on that jump, and that was his downfall on that one. Boring Protocol now down out for the count. Yeah,
he got a little too comfortable right there with that knock. Now look at this Xenox cooking up what could be a monstrous nade for Syndicate. Oh, he decides to give it to Variety, but that could have been it for Salty and Aeson.
Another nade went out for Rad, did not connect. Oh, Variety though, Xenox with a nade gets Variety.
Beautifully done on Xenox's behalf, and we've seen him with several impressive nades the past 5 days. Oh, Vurex going after Chico. That leaves it down to Xenox, Menace, and Alucard. And is Syndicate down to just Salty? Let me check on it. Yeah, it's all down to Salty here.
Salty, though, took way too much nade damage. Yeah, and unfortunately, that is going to be it for them, leaving us down to Knights and Ogilvy as our last two teams.
Yeah, we got ourselves a 2v3. Actually, realistically, a 2v2 as Alucard is not. We got a fair fight to end our match here. And look at this Ogilvy. The last two remaining members have 10 kills between the two of them. Let's not rule them out by any means. Can they get back-to-back wins?
I hope they can. Right now, though, Knights, Xenox, and Menace using this terrain to their advantage, rotating around this other side. Vurex may not have been able to see him because we all know that there are some walls, some stairs, and some giant pillars blocking some of the sites.
Oh, it is about to go down, Swinns. This is the last calm before the storm. We are in the eye of the hurricane here as these two teams prepare to face off in a 2v2 to end round 4.
Interestingly though enough, a lot of these teams had to use a lot of resources in this last little city battle. The amount of smokes and nades that we saw getting used, I think have been more than anything all day. So a lot of these teams, especially Glaz and Vurex with their positioning right now, if they don't have enough smokes to kind of keep the other angles clear, they might have a harder time with this. It looks like Knights has taken an uphill advantage, and as we know, that is one of the key factors into this game. So this is, like you said, the calm before the storm, a very big storm indeed.
Yeah, you can see both teams not really too eager to put themselves out into the vulnerable open position here. They're both waiting for a push from the other. Now, generally, I could say that can drag on for quite a while, but there is no time as we come into the last zone here, shrinking ever so slightly. It is going to be bad news bears in 3 seconds. The zone shift. What can Menace and Xenox do about this?
Glaz, way too open right there, gets knocked by Xenox, and a Molly has gone out on top of him as well, and that is going to be it. Vurex getting taken down.
Beautiful finish on behalf of the Knights, and boy, did they need it. They had a bit of a worse placement earlier today, able to come back and secure a victory for round 4. Congratulations to the Knights. They're going to take first place with 12 kills. Really nicely done. 12 kills between 3 people. Xenox was responsible for half of those kills on his own. I'm not sure what's going on here, guys, if we're stuck on the screen or not, but I'm going to go ahead and not waste any time. We've got Ogilvy coming in second place. That is going to be pivotal for him. But look at this. Ogilvy in second with 13 kills. Very nicely done. They were able to secure a win last match, and this time around, second place with 13 kills. That's going to be pivotal for them. Absolutely pivotal. We've got coming in third members of Syndicate. They're going to grab that with 3 kills. One from Salty, one from Asan, one from Virati. Yeah, we must be stuck on the screen, guys. I do apologize about that. Fourth place is going to go to Yo. Yo operating as a 3-person team from the get-go, taking 4th place, but unfortunately with 0 kills to speak of. We've got Boring Protocol grabbing 5th place with 4 kills. 3 of those 4 came from Russell alone. 6th place does go to Lazarus. Unfortunately, Lazarus was not able to secure a single kill, so that's 6th place with 0 for them. Coming in 7th, we got 19 Esports. They got 4 kills. All 4 came from Sam. Just one moment.
I would continue this, but my scores have been evaporated by the room being dismissed. Yeah. There we go.
Actually, let me hurry it up then. We got Boring Protocol grabbing 5th with 4 kills. Lazarus in 6th place with 0. 19 Esports in 7th with 4 kills from Sam. 8th place going to Wall Street Bets with 3 kills. Ghost in 9th this go around with 3 kills as well. Pro Arrow grabbing 10th with 2 kills, 1 from Hugh, 1 from Pan. The Panthers taking 11th with 3 kills. Nova in 12th with 1 kill from Pig. Coming in 13th, we got the B-Town Boys with 2 kills, both of which from Peaceful. 14th belongs to Godsent with 1 kill from Nemesis. Illuminati yet again having a rough go of it, taking 15th place with 3 kills. Coming in 16th and last place, we got the Hit List with 0. Wow, what an interesting finish to an interesting match. Swinns, what are your thoughts?
I'm just so happy with what we are getting today. Water zones, city zones. Day 5 is a sweaty day for sure. These kids are they have been having to figure out way new ways to fight, especially with Miramar. You know, we have seen consistently back to back teams obviously learning how to use that hill to their advantage, learning how to work it to their advantage. The terrain has been the key, but today, this last game for Miramar, what we have seen is that was not the case. We had to see a lot of people figure out a lot of different strategies.
Well, you know, talking about figuring out strategies, I think Ogilvy may have just stumbled upon their successful strategy. Their synergy might have just gotten a little bit better. They were able to secure 1st place last round, and well done, and not to mention a 2nd place for this round with 13 kills, and they really needed it. Before they started off today, they were 16th in overall position, so this is absolutely pivotal for them moving forward. And I can't wait to see how teams are going to handle it as we end the night in Erangel.
So we'll be back in about 8 minutes, guys, with round 5, our 5th and final round of the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitational, day 5 of 19. Stick around. We'll be back soon.
Photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart. And my heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. I remember when we were sending photos. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart. And my heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. I can't take it on my heart, yeah, give me your love, yeah. Call me when you want, baby, I can't take it on my heart, yeah, give me your love, yeah, yeah. remember when we were staring at photos. Can't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart. My heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. Call me when you want. Baby, I can't take it on my heart. Yeah, give me your love. Yeah, call me when you want. Baby, I can't take it on my heart. Yeah, give me your love. Yeah, yeah.
Welcome back to the 5th and final round of the day of the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitationals. This is Swinns and my very last match casting this event, and what an experience it's been. I cannot give out enough thank yous, but we'll get into that afterwards. This is Erangel to end the night. We'll end it the same way we started. Let's see what kind of flight path we are working with. Oh my gosh, a beautiful centralized flight path, perfectly central for the most part. This leaves nothing but options for the participants. We see Passion Fruit getting an early jump, and I think they're going Stalber again, which I believe we saw them do yesterday as well. We see Mezexis jumping southbound, and they've got the Knights very close by. I'm not sure where they're going, potentially a mansion, maybe not. We see members of Dope heading northwest, potentially to the Severny or shooting range. Xset jumping alongside Godsend, as well as B-Town, heading southbound, probably just towards the coastal compounds. We see Ghost doing exactly what you think Ghost would do, going and playing Pachinki. However, maybe not exactly what you think they would do, because Ghost is splitting up into teams of 2, and, oh, I take it back. They are going to, no, 2 members are going to move on past Pachinki. Yeah, so only 2 members of Ghost dropped their usual spot. We also see members of, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I do believe that's just for them to get a vehicle at this point. I think they are going to regroup and continue to keep a full 4 over in Pachinki.
It appears like you are correct, Ms. Swinns. We also have B-Town boys not too far off below members of Xset. They're occupying farm. Xset J-Way working his way into the Milta area. Oh, but we do have a confrontation already. It's 19 Esports and Ogilvy. If we can get eyes on 19 Esports versus Ogilvy.
Oh, Vane has gone down.
Yeah, at the hands of Sam's AK-47. Very lucky to have it this early in the game. And look, that is it for the Ogilvy confrontation. See, Ogilvy did what they have been doing a couple times tonight, and that's splitting up pretty significantly from one another. And I don't think it's been very favorable, but then again, getting a first place and second place with plenty of kills on the board, you can't argue with that. However, this time around, it does not fare in their favor as they lose a member very early on in the game.
What else isn't favorable right now is that Pro Era Hugh Just has literally been chasened down by Synergy. He is just trying to get away in his car, and they are chasing him down right now up in the upper George Pool area. The rest of Pro Era on the other side of the bridge. Hugh Just, can he lead the rest of Syndicate over to his team and have his team pop up and just start spraying Syndicate down? That would be an interesting play on their half.
And look what Verratti, however, is doing. He's going to meet him head on in a vehicle of his own. And I think Hugh is about to run right by him. Here we go. And he gets by Verratti, putting the shots down, not quite able to secure the knock, unfortunately. Syndicate going to fall back a little bit, back to regroup, hopefully.
Syndicate's going to go chase this team down.
Yeah, you can also see members of Godsend are relatively close to Mezexis here at the eastern portion of the zone. Oh, and Verratti goes in, getting the knock on Hugh with that UMP. It's going to be a finish for Hugh right there and then as he throws them dukes for the finish. All right. That leaves Lolo here, perched, ready and waiting with that M4, trying to get eyes on what the members of Syndicate across the street. He's got a 4X on it too, so he is fairly well equipped here. Unfortunately, he does not have a level 2 helmet, but otherwise he seems fairly strong.
What sucks in all of this, though, is that Pro Era Sosa just got himself his very first gun in this fight. He has been running around this whole time just trying to get loot. So Lolo really has been trying to keep off Syndicate from pushing and aggressing his team so that they could just get some guns, get some health. Maybe that's why we don't see him with great level armor right now, but hopefully that'll change as Syndicate has decided to back off of this, go to crates, take it for themselves, not without too much pressure though, because 19E is right on the other side.
Yeah, you're right. But I will say that Syndicate does have a little bit of space on all sides here. While they do have 19E occupying the other side, they've got a lot of cover in between them, the two of them. So I'm not so sure if it's going to end up being a confrontation just yet, but definitely something to keep our eyes on down the road. But look, we got Nova Yi awfully close to the B-Town boys. Nova Yi is occupying just this edge of zone. He could have an opportunity to gatekeep, but he is outnumbered. And look at the spread on Nova. Pig far, far away. I think this could be detrimental for them.
Yeah, with having teams close in like this, it might just be.
Yeah, speaking of closing in, we got Exit J-Way trying to work his way into zone from Milta, but he is awfully close to the B-Town boys himself.
A lot of teams actually getting pretty close right here. Nova, I'm so surprised by the split that they're doing because now Memory is running right into Ghost.
Yeah, can we get eyes on Nova Memory if possible? He is, as you said, just right up into the mix. Oh, and it appears that he noticed and is going to fall back.
Yeah, it looks like he just did a little drive-by information grab on that one. Hopefully going to go and regroup with the rest of his team because Godsent is also not too far behind on his tail.
Oh, but it's going to go down right here and now between Exet and B-Town. If we can switch over to Exet and B-Town, I believe we're going to get a confrontation right here and now. J-Way perched on the hilltop, ready and waiting with that M4, but taking a pretty significant amount of damage, brought down to below half health. We got J7 cooking up a nade of his own, and it's not going to meet anybody. I don't think anyone's occupying the second floor of that building. Oh, my goodness.
But what I do like right now is that J-Way and Enigma have a great spread on these teams. So if Isajot comes and peeks a little too far, J-Way is going to be able to take advantage of that. But also, what I didn't see is Beast X out here in the field having eyes on Exit completely at this point. So basically, both teams are in the same position. If J-Way makes too much of a movement, Beast can laser him like that.
Yeah, you're right. Oh.
Smart smoke.
Look at all these smokes. Look at them all. And, you know, this is, I mean, I can understand the need to put down some smoke cover, but we've seen time and time again, Swinns, the importance of utilities during in-game. You absolutely need your smokes and your nades come the end of the game. And this could be a little bit wasteful, personally, as members of B-Town, or Beast especially, has that little bit of hill cover as it is. But as you can see, Isajot and the rest of the game using the smoke to work their way up to the fight. Oh, here we have the Panthers getting eyes on Nova. Illusion putting the shots down. Back to Exet versus B-Town. Killswitch getting a knock.
Yeah, Killswitch came around the corner very quickly, got a knock on Beast, but now is knocked in return. J7 hopefully going to be able to pick him up.
Oh, that's going to be a tough one. Peaceful putting eyes on J-Way, but look, J-Way sat ready and waiting on the rooftop with a great knock in retaliation. And Grave with a preemptive shot toward Enigma, but was not successful. Enigma came ready and waiting with a beautiful finish on him.
Yeah, they're going to be able to stay a full 4-2. Even though they are in the blue, this is only our first zone, so that blue damage is not going to be as detrimental as it is in other zones. Luckily for Exet, they're going to be able to get that car, too, that the B-Town boys brought in, and get on out of there.
Yeah, now, interestingly enough, members of Nova occupying the outskirts of Pachinki are surrounded on three sides. They got Godsent, the Panthers, and Ghosts surrounding them. Their only way out is to fall back to Pachinki. I'm curious to see how that's going to play out for them. But elsewhere, we are left with a bit of a spread. And, you know, as we have been saying, Swinns, you know, on the larger maps, these little periods of passiveness, these little pockets of silence, they really are to be expected occasionally on larger maps, which are 4 out of the 5 maps we do in these kind of leagues. Oh, but Nova Memory, if we can get eyes on Nova Memory, he's got Bob and Villa very close by. Actually, he's driving right into Ogilvy. If we can get eyes on Nova Memory. Look at this, driving right next to Ogilvy. Ogilvy having a pretty impressive day here, able to secure a first and a second place tonight.
Both of these teams are rotating on top of 19E. Which I believe is going to grab that center compound before anybody else is, giving them that key advantage.
Yeah, absolutely here. And look at this, Nova falling back towards another member of Ogilvy. Ogilvy desperately needing to try to get more placement points. They have having a great time so far with it, but they need to get more as they are currently 16th overall. And look, down goes Oath, leaving everything up to Memory, and Memory alone. He's got to fall away if they want any shot of getting survival points here, or placement points, pardon me. And he's falling away, but driving unintentionally closer and closer to Burex and Natsuo. We got Jayuya here. Oh my goodness, what a fight here. It's the hit list versus the Panthers with one knocked member of Nova. Nova is pretty much out of this fight right here.
Jayuya, so dirty, running people over with the car as he rotates back around. Trickster also not even being able to knock him out that vehicle. Jayuya knocks another one with the car. Is he going to be able to get a
Oh my goodness. He's doing exactly what HH24 was able to pull off. Was it yesterday or the day before? With
I think it was the day before.
Back-to-back, two back-to-back vehicle kills. Very impressively done.
The Panthers just playing with their food at this point like cats do. Taking them out with vehicle kills. So mean. But, you know, we did see Nova Memory trying to run away from that fight, and he has now found himself encapsulated between Ogilvy and Passion Fruit.
You're absolutely right. He is just perched on the bridge, with probably underneath the bridge would be my guess, but he doesn't have anywhere that he can go. I'm curious if we could get eyes on Nova Memory just to see where exactly he is holding his position.
I do think that he is. You're correct about that. He is under the bridge, so he is going to be safe for a little bit. I do kind of want to see, though, Pro Era and Boring Protocol right now. They are both very close-knit together up in George. But also, besides being with Pro Era, they're also facing off against Dope. Boring Protocol split into a 2v2 right now.
Yeah, we've seen them do that several times tonight. I do apologize. Yeah, two members are very close to Pro Era, but both teams of Boring Protocol are very close to action. Valak and his teammate close to Sosa and Pan of Pro Era, whereas Fate and Kists are very close by Nesquik and Kathy. I don't know if it's actually going to end up culminating in a fight, because it looks to me like Boring Protocol and Dope are both tearing away from each other here.
Oh, and there's a zone shift.
Not in Mizexis or Ghost's favor, especially not in Exit's favor, but most of the remaining teams are already securing a spot in zone.
I would love to get eyes on Nova Memory, the last remaining member of their team, just to see how he's holding position. Oh my goodness. What a Michael Phelps right here. He is just, I mean, honestly, I don't blame him one bit. He is trying his best to lay under the radar and get some placement points for his team. As we've said time and time again, Swinns, this is a marathon, not a sprint. And so you really want to get those placement points here. And the odds of him, you know, getting super aggressive and squad wiping as a solo, not the best. So I think he's doing exactly what he should here.
We do, though. We do
Dope
have.
and Boring Protocol.
You go.
You go.
Well, I think we're both about to talk about the same fight, though, because Dope is aggressing over onto Boring Protocol, and they are getting very close to each other. Pro Era is out of this fight now. Boring Protocol gathering up together instead of being in that weird 2v2 that we saw earlier. But what's interesting is that Valak is pushed back a little bit. I wonder if he's going to try to keep an anchor position and maybe just get some placement points in case his team does not fare favor in this fight.
Yeah. I think we've seen several of the teams doing this, where three members stick together and one hangs back for some distance overwatch.
A very key part in these fights is getting that overwatch, though, because as you know, if you see your whole team get wiped, like I was saying, you have to go for those placement points at that point. And also, besides getting the placement points, being Overwatch gets you that information for your team that you need to get your rotations in, to make sure that you can get in safely. And hopefully he's doing just that.
I hate to interrupt, but we have Ghost going in on Mizexis 24, and that is a quick finish right there, taken down by Jagger. And here we have it, Spec with the 4x M16. Apparently, Spec is notorious for this gun combo. So let's see how he can use it up against the remaining members of Nexus. And we see Starlight is revived. I don't think Spec had much opportunity to get any connecting shots there. But now the opportunity is all too real.
Opportunity real for a lot of teams.
Yeah. Actually, we got Pro Era pretty darn close by. Kists of
Pouring Protocol as well.
Oh, this new zone shift. So many teams.
Fate driving right up to Frady of the Panthers. This is bad news for him. He is a ways away from... Oh, he's got a teammate with him. I apologize about that. But Valak able to take Frady down, and there's a nice little finish by Fate running him over. However, he is knocked as a result, and not faring too well as a result of it. Taken down with a UMP. Russell, his teammate, coming in very, very quickly for an aggressive push here. Can he get the knock? No, he is taken down quite immediately.
Pouring Protocol, though, I think they got a little weird situation there with trying to run somebody over and getting their tire popped right there. Definitely put them in a little bit of a sweaty situation, just like we have right here with Ghost and Godsend.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, Trey looks like he is going to fall back, but look, Beowulf able to get a nade on Salt there. And as we've said time and time again, Swinns, you just cannot understress the importance of smokes and nades for an Erangel endgame.
Not at all, especially when you have the river dividing your zone like this right now. And as we see, Vurex is sitting here in the open, and if he has a team come over on the other side and get him, these smokes will be what he needs.
Yeah, and look at this, the last remaining... Oh, Enigma here, aka Sixless, does have eyes on Ghost here. He's got himself an SLR M4 combo, putting the spray down with a 3x M4. He's got Tensa knocked. Can he get a thirst? No. Instead, Spec using that M16, returning the favor onto Enigma.
I do think Sleepless is going to be able to pick him up, though, because as we've said time and time again, when you have a distance like that in between you, it is hard to get a thirst on your teammate, or not teammate, on your opponent unless they're out in the open. So looks like Ghost is going to be able to revive their player. Oh, maybe not, because Mezexis came up from the side and finished them. Oh my goodness.
Oh man. And look, Starlight taking out members of XF, but Starlight is very outnumbered. His teammate KR0 taken down. Barati down as well by Chico from the Knights with an M4. Ooh.
Yeah, rest of his team also very far away. Not going to get res.
Syndicate still a full squad, but with Barati knocked, they definitely are going to try to go get that revive, make that a priority here. They need to stay a full team as long as possible. And we've seen time and time again, Swinns, this having a full team at the end of these larger maps, it absolutely makes all the difference. With exception, we only saw one exception, and that was yesterday. I'm trying to remember who it was with the 6 kills. Yep, Isajot, who was able to come clutch as a solo. But other than that, we have seen this be a numbers game for the past 5 days. Absolutely. Godsend keeping the pressure as Nemesis gets a beautiful nade on Spec. And oh, this is their chance to push. Tensa taken out by a vehicle. Blinky coming up with a DP28, taken down to very low health himself. And that's a finish on Ghost Gaming, eliminated in 12th place. That is absolutely going to change up the nature of this tournament. You know, Ghost Gaming was the one securing a lead here. Being eliminated in 12th place, they're going to feel the sting of that for sure, especially with only 2 kills to their name. And what a nade on Casper! Chico going in, a beautiful nade, getting the knock. J7 taken out by Xenox's UMP. And look, Killswitch is in trouble.
Problem here, though, is Knights have fully focused on Dope, and Dope is clustered in one little area. Not going to be good. One nade will take all of them out.
Nesquik
Happy though.
Yeah, I think Nesquik got a nade knock right there and then, and this is, interesting. He needs it because he's down as a solo. It's not enough. Dope eliminated by the Knights. All right, we got a love triangle here forming with Exet, the Knights, and
Mizexis, which is down, I believe, to just Starlight. Is that correct? Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
New zone has shifted in very small, and again, with this river taking at least a good 20% of the zone. I just saw Kill Switch full send and dive into the water. Man's just chilling, taking that same strat that we saw the first game. What is up with these people? I think I've seen at least 7 people get ran over in the last couple of zones, yo. People are loving this car strat. Yeah, they're just driving left and right.
If we could get eyes on 19 Esports or Pro Era is fine. We got Pan here looking over that rock edge, holding down position at the edge of zone. He's got multiple members of 19 Esports perched on the hilltop, and he does get a beautiful knock on Acer with a 3x M4 full spray, trying his best to, giving guest shots through the smoke, trying to get a thirst. I don't think it's going to be successful, but what a beautiful knock it was. And look, the Knights approach from behind. This is bad news bears for 19 Esports.
Bad news bears for Pro Era, as well as Ogilvy gets sights in the distance on one of their members, taking him down a little bit on health.
Did you see how low health Pan had? He was literally just a thin hair of life left. Xenox taking quite a bit of damage there. And that's a beautiful knock on Xenox. Acer coming in with that nade for the finish. And he's got more nades where that came from.
But gets knocked.
Yeah, he is taken down.
That leaves 19 Esports down to just one member, and one member alone. It's a Lush.
A Lush, too, needs to prioritize this res like Knights did, because now Knights is back up to a 2 and fully healed and back into this action. Xenox ready, saying you can knock me once, but if you knock me again, you better send me back to the lobby because I will be coming for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And
we've got something kind of interesting. We have members of Godsend just hanging out under the water, and Nova Memory doing the same. He has got people right above him, and he's still managing to get more placement points. He's stayed alive, surprisingly, for a good while. Look at all these throwable Swinns. Left and right, it is raining nades here. Sosa putting the shots down to 19 Esports, getting the knock on a Lush with the M4. And that is it for 19 Esports, eliminated in 8th place with 4 kills.
A lot of these teams, too, in zone already, so nobody really having to work their way in and worry about rotations. Right now, the focus is on the fights. Xenox going to continue to put pressure down. Pan, is he going to have to take this? Is he going to be able to keep up? A little bit hurt and gets knocked by Xenox. Xenox and Chico going to control this hill area. It is now theirs. Sosa just sitting there.
And is it not absolutely pivotal to be securing this spot? This hilltop is so clutch for them, getting an overwatch position. And look, what a nade from Sosa! He takes Xenox down. This is his chance. This is his chance to go after Chico.
With another nade in hand, he is going to try to get the thirst on that during a res. Unfortunately, Knights have moved down.
Yeah, that was a bad guess on Sosa's behalf. But look, he gets him! He gets him! Chico is out, the Knights are out. Sosa coming in with a clutch and a 3rd kill for his name. Sosa, the last remaining member for Pro Era, is very much still in the mix. Except eliminated as well.
He's very much also now holding one of the best advantages in this new zone, has everybody in front of him, nobody behind him, only one person next to him, and that is Nemesis, and I think he's in the water.
Yeah, and not only are they not, nearby him, they're not focused on him in the least. They are all focused on each other. He could honestly just wait for somebody to get knocked and go for a third party, and that's what I would do.
I think the main focus...
Let those numbers dwindle down.
Oh, yeah, I think the main focus of this right now is Passion Fruit in the center zone, which Nova, I think, was working with.
Yeah. Well, you have to give it up to Memory. He was able to hang in there as a solo for quite a while. Godsent Nemesis being taken down by Sosa and he's doing exactly what I said, waiting for the right opportunities, waiting for these guys to put themselves into open, vulnerable positions, and then using that high ground to take them out. Godsent Trey! Amazing shots there on Sleepless, 6x and 4.
But Sosa, the dangerous advantage you were just talking about, gets another kill.
Like fish in a barrel, Swinns, just picking them off. Climbing up to 4 kills and able to hang in there. There's only 6 opponents left here, and he's got Durex!
Oh, Sosa is feeling himself right now. He is vibing. He is getting the knocks, and he is thriving. Passion Fruit now pretty much his only threat at this point because they are still a full 4th.
Yeah, and keep in mind, Ogilvy has Vurex knock, leaving it down to Natsuo, so it's a 1v1v4, and Passion Fruit has just all the advantage in terms of numbers here, but they have to work their way into zone. Sosa does have great position, but you can see they are flanking up to the top of the hill, and he hears them.
Smart play, gave up
Swinns,
that positioning.
this is the last eye of the storm for us. This is the last fight for us, and let it be a big one. Let's go out in style here. We see Sleepless taking Vurex out. That's it for Ogilvy. Sosa
dropping down last second, knowing that he can use that terrain to his advantage. Gonna get a health kit off. Not before the rest of Passion Fruit pushes up, though.
Yeah, they advance on him rapidly, throwing nades, throwing bullets. It is gonna go down. Sosa, with a nade of his own, this could be pivotal.
Pushes them back tremendously on that one. Down very low on health right now. Can he clutch it?
Oh, and that is it. The match has ended. Passion Fruit with their second victory of the day. Absolutely crucial for Passion Fruit. What an amazing performance on their behalf. Let's see, where was Passion Fruit on the leaderboard? They were 13th overall at the beginning of the day, Swinns. But you can bet that with 2 victories to their name today, they are climbing up those ranks. Passion Fruit grabbing first place with 6 kills. Coming in second, Pro Era, and boy, did they need another high placing win. This time they are able to secure some kills with their win, taking second place with 7 kills. 5 of those kills came from Sosa as he just sat on that hilltop waiting for people to come out in the open and just cleaning them off like fish in a barrel. Look at this, Ogilvy able to hang in there. So they got third place this go around with 5 kills. That's a first place, a second place, and a third place for them today. What a performance we saw from Ogilvy here on day 5. We got Godsent coming in 4th place with 3 kills total, 2 of which are from Trey. We got Nova in 5th place with 1 kill, that's from Memory. Memory, great performance on his end. You know, he didn't have a lot to do. He had to just stay alive, and that was his goal. He hung out under the bridge and was able to get some placement points, bringing his team up to 5th place. We got Xset grabbing 6th place with 4 kills. 7th goes to the Knights this go around. 1st place last time. This time around, 7th place with 7 kills. 5 of those kills came from Xenox alone. 8th place is going to belong to 19 Esports with 4 kills to their name. Syndicate having a bit of a rough one this time around. 9th place with 1 kill from Verati. 10th belongs to Mezexis, and they're going to grab that with 2 kills from Starlight. This is kind of where I expected Dope to place around this time, right around the middle. It's kind of the line they've been riding for the majority of the league so far, but today they have had a very rough go-around sometimes, placing towards the latter end of that leaderboard. They're going to grab 11th this time around with 6 kills. Interestingly enough, we got Ghost grabbing 12th place this time around. Ghost, the overall ringleaders of the leaderboard bracket at the beginning of the day, having a tough time in round 5, taking 12th place with 2 kills. We got Boring Protocol grabbing 13th with 3. The Panther is going to grab 14th with 8 kills, nicely done. The Hitless in 15th with 1 kill from Trickster. And last place, unfortunately for B-Town, they're going to grab last place with 0 kills.
Man, what an exciting last game, though.
Yeah, I couldn't ask for a better way to end this experience. This has been an amazing, absolutely amazing past 5 days. Some of the most phenomenal action I've seen in 2 years of casting scrims, maybe a year and a half of casting scrims. Some of the best action I've ever seen. Some of the most amazing nade kills. Some of the best vehicle kills as well. You know, we and keep in mind, guys, this was just day 5 of 19. We are only just a little over 1/4 of the way through the league. We got so much more to go, and I can't wait to see how things are going to go moving forward next week when Monica and ImPERium take over the casting duties. It's going to be intense. But first, let's go out and have a look at this leaderboard. Ogilvy. Wow. What a performance on their end today. Well, I shouldn't even be surprised. They grabbed a first place, a second place, and a third place. Great work on their behalf. They're going to take first place for the day with 31 kills. Coming in second, we got Passion Fruit grabbing second with 26 overall kills. Third place is the Knights with 31 kills to their name. And, you know, this is pretty pivotal for the Knights because they started off the day in third position overall. So they're hanging in there at the top of the bracket. And speaking of hanging in there at the top of the bracket, Wall Street Bet started off the day in 4th place overall, finishing the day in 4th place overall. However, they did so relying primarily on placement points, I've noticed, only able to secure 13 kills for all 5 matches. But, you know, look, it panned out in their favor as they take 4th place overall for the day. 5th place going to XSET with 20 kills, Pro Era in 6th place with 13, 7th going to the Panthers with 21, Protocol in 8th place with, wow, that's quite a significant drop down. 9 kills for Boring Protocol, 9 kills for Syndicate, 9 kills for Lazarus in the 8th, 9th, and 10th position. Yeah. Well, Swinns, you know, it's a sad thing, you know, but all good things must come to an end. And, you know, it has been just a phenomenal experience. I cannot thank Swinns enough for co-casting, but especially cannot thank Monica enough for giving us this amazing opportunity, letting us be a part of the action, letting us be a part of these amazing events. Thank you so much. I would love and consider an absolute privilege to come back and do anything like this anytime. But you know what? I think it's just about to really pick up. Things are really about to get heavy coming in next week. I think a lot of these teams are just now finding their footing, and I can't wait to see where things go. And especially when we've got ImPERium and Monica, 2 of North America's best casters, delivering this, it's going to be just an insane performance to watch.
It's going to be an insane performance by everybody at that point, because after this first week, teams are going to have a great understanding of where they stand after 5 days of grinding. So at that point, we will probably see a lot more plays start to get made, and I know Monica and ImPERium are going to have a great time casting it. I'm kind of jealous they get to.
It's just going to be a playground for them, because it has been for us. I want to thank you guys for working with us. As you know, any stream can account for this. You know, there's always technical difficulties, always little hiccups and stuff that we had to work through towards the beginning of this league. And I want to thank you all so much for sticking with us throughout them. And I think, you know, today we really were able to find that footing. No real technical issues. And I'm happy to say it, because boy, what a finish to a great week, Swinns. I want to thank you so much for casting this with me. Monica, thank you. I want to thank all you viewers who, you know, were able to come in and tune in for all 5 matches, show support to your favorite teams, and show support to me unintentionally, but I'll take it. With that being said, guys, I do want to do a little self-promotion and let you guys know that my $400 Dead in September tournament kicks off tomorrow, and there's still time to sign up. And if you would like to, my Discord link will be provided in the chat feed. But next week, I wish Monica and ImPERium the best luck as they cast the remaining days of the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitational. What an amazing experience. Anyways, guys, thank you so much again. I wish you all a great night. Have fun, be safe, and be kind to one another. Have a good one, guys.